Good evening, Truth Serve Nation. Hope everybody's having a good evening. First and foremost, I want to thank all the newcomers that have come in here. It's been a long road for me, but we like to have fun here. This is disclaimer. This is all entertainment and education. So let me set that. I appreciate the people. I got 1,000 stories, and thank you for the new people that are coming in. I don't want to really do a long marathon today. I don't know. I got bad sinuses, but Mafia wife caught in the act, and I don't mean to disparage because these wives went through a lot, and I don't want to demean or just have a stereotypical type of thought of mob wives being Jezebels and things like that. No, because these mob wives, they put up with a lot, you know. And maybe it was because of this that sometimes they strayed. But for the most part, they were proper, loyal women that had to go through just a lot of stressors and a lot of times emotional stress and financial stress. And of course, under those conditions, it could lead to, you know, uh, maladaptive thinking, well, then all of a sudden you're at the club and one of the guys it says, "Yeah, Maria, I got a couple dollars for you. Let's go have a cup of coffee or something." And it leads to crazy thinking. So welcome aboard. It's the Truth Serum. And you know, I just wanted to set the table because you know, and I mean, I used to sit in the kitchen a lot of times and they would go by or sometimes late night. We're gonna do another video about uh you know crazy mafia nights at the club after hours because a lot of times the wife would come in or the daughters would come in and they had attitude. They were old enough to drink, but they had attitude like Paris Hilton, like entitlement. Well, don't you know who my daddy is? Like they had attitudes, and they would come in there a lot of times after hours, and they'd play the music, they'd rock and roll, and there's 50 stories connected to that. But the mafia wife caught in the act. Um, this same lady she hit on me before at the club. She had hit on me, and I never entertained any of that. There's enough regular women in society than to entertain anybody connected to mafia women. No, I'm crazy, but I'm not stupid. So she would come in, throw me a couple insults, you know. What do you don't like women, Jojo? Will you refuse this? Yeah, and she's hot and everything. And it's just like, nah, thank you. I'll pass. Last time I heard your husband's a psychopathic killer. I don't think, nah, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. I didn't say that, but I thought it, you know. And then with some of these crazies, it would lead to they don't like rejection, and then because they're already being neglected because their husbands are out all night long anyways, and they don't like rejection, and then they'll say, well, too bad, Jojo. I'm gonna tell Alex that you hit on me. Really? Well, here's a news flash for you, Cinderella. Keep playing your games. Alex might not make it. Okay, keep playing your silly Jezebel games. Alex isn't gonna make it. Okay, so don't get too cute over here. Don't get twisted that I'm just a little errand boy and everything like that. Because the people in New York will smash all of your little Colombo crew over here. What's going on, Benny, Irish Joe, Irish Jimmy Joe, EB 23? You see, I got the preaching shirt on. I'm preaching to the choir. Yeah, so um The old man Sam, very cerebral, of course, to make it into his position. Very finger on the pulse, always available. There was other people in them that they were never available. People in high-ranking positions, they weren't available. He was over there at that place every day, every day, every day. You got to be available. So if something happens, like what I always do on the show. Oh, what happened? I don't know. I was gone. That happened. He said, well, no, 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 no. And he trusted me to be the eyes and ears and report to him. He came first, and then whoever the rest of his crew was came second, which I learned the hard way that the crew didn't care about me anyways. No matter how friendly, how many good times, no matter how much enjoyment and laughter and good times you had, you're disposable. So I would report everything to him. So the one time, this lady, this Jezebel that had hit on me prior, her husband was in prison. And he had told me, go over there and just look around, see, like if there's a car in the driveway, what does the car look like? Stuff like that. And, recognizance, surveil, just surveil. So much what you don't see about in like this genre of mob tube and everything. My godfather was a hitman, and it's always surveillance. You got the FBI surveilling you. You got the FBI. There's always surveilling. Be aware. Be aware of that car that passes by at 2:30 every day. Be aware of your environment. Be aware. Be on hyper alert. Irish Jimmy Joe, Dom Cicali, he did his hair, implants, and his eyebrows. I was peeing my pants watching that. Dom Cicali, Irish Jimmy Joe. There's your captain of the Bonanno family, folks. Nothing against you, Dom, but there's your captain. There's your captain of the Bonanno family. So I'm just saying, the guy likes to have fun. I respect that he likes to have fun. He's making fun of himself. And then he's got his wife on the phone laughing. Wow. He got the plugs, Benny. He got the plugs. They implanted his eyebrows. They implanted his eyebrows, Lufrate. And his wife is on the phone laughing and laughing and laughing. And he wanted to do that video to beat the viewers to the punch, psychologically speaking, because he was going to get all kinds of comments to insulting comments. So he beat them to the punch. And you know what? I respect laughter and like to have fun and everything else. So that's cool with me. That's cool with me. In the outside world, that's cool with me. But refresh your memories. That's the captain of the Bonanno family. Times certainly have changed, folks. I had more honor and respect as a coffee boy than these guys that came 20 years later. I don't want to insult the guy or anything. I'm starting to like Dom. At least he wants to laugh a little and he likes to joke around. I respect that. The mob world is an alternate universe. It's an alternate universe that many people will never figure out, even me, until you can live a million years. But I was pissing my pants when I saw that. They transplant your eyebrows? I must be behind the times. Then, hey, I don't like promoting other people's channels, but he's a fair dude. He's all right. He showed when he was in the doctor's office with the shower cap on, with the shower cap on, when they were doing it. Oh, Miggy, he put that mug up there. I was laughing. I was laughing, you know. And then he showed the pictures to his wife. She's cracking up. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. Benny says, so all along, Dom was jealous of Merlino because he got good hair. Exactly. Not everybody could have good hair. Not everybody can. But if I'm going to go bald, I'm going to go bald gracefully, like my older brother that looks like a freaking handsome freaking movie star. You could still be bald and look good. How can you not have, you're a boss of you're supposed to be the captain of a prominent crime family. How do you have low self-esteem? You're getting cosmetic surgery? You're getting cosmetic surgery? File that under I don't know, and I'm a therapist, but file that under I don't know. Mm. Joey has a hair transplant. I might be starting that male pattern baldness, but you can all look good. Are we that superficial for cosmetic surgery? Shit. Mm-mm. I'm getting older, but I might turn a head now and again. Oh, that was funnier than hell. That was funny. Holy cow. At least forget about the mob. At least he's cool enough to have fun. Have fun. The soap opera mob tube game, the soap opera, the insults, the trollers. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All of that stuff. The mob, you see it all. And the guy's having a little fun on there. And you know what? That's all right. What the hell? Let the guy have a little fun. I mean, geez. I wouldn't have done it, but what the heck? He's trying to humanize himself as a regular person that likes to have fun. He's gonna insult himself first before the comments come in, and but flip it to the mob tube. Well, there's your Bonanno family captain, folks. I'm not diminishing him. I'm not diminishing him. Uh, you know, I'm not diminishing the guy. So let's get back to the story. Welcome aboard. Thank you, Benny. And Mafia wife caught the act. So the guy's in prison. The wives, they come in and out of the club. Some are proper. Some get a little too juiced up sometimes. And they struggle. A lot of them are proper and things like that. But then sometimes they feel neglected. Their husbands are out all hours of the day, all hours of the night. And their husbands go to prison. So Sam, the old man, doesn't. He makes sure he keeps his eye on everything. Understandable. And he tells me to go to the house and look around and everything. And Jojo, why are you ignoring me? Are you cracking jokes, Pataro? I'm trying to do a show here. I've been talking to you for a million years. You ain't gave me a super chat ever. What? Let's continue. Let's continue. Desgraciados, folks. So Sam says, go around the house and look around. Well, geez, does he have some news that I don't have? Like, there's a guy's in prison. His wife's at home, and he thinks one of the crew members might be sneaking around. So I go he says, if you see any vehicles, tell me what they look like, blah, 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 blah. So now I got to sit on a street and look there. Now, they've had me do this kind of stupid stuff before. You can't sit on a residential place and sit there and people are looking out their windows wondering, there's a strange car out front. I used to have to do bizarre stuff, which that you're a strange car sitting in somebody's neighborhood. They'll call the cops and say, well, what are you doing here? Oh, well, I was on the road for a long time. I had to get off and try to rest my eyes and just take a little nap or something and just try to play it off. Well, well, move along, kid, move along, and just try to play it off. But so I parked and I'm watching and I see the car and I know who the car is. The guy that's in prison, his best friend, a guy in the crew, he's sniffing around over there at his friend's wife's. I got to be the one, the bearer of the news, to go back, go to the payphone and call Sam and say, yes, Sam, that Coupe de Ville or whatever it is, it's over there, and we know whose car it is. And the guy's a married man, and the wife is a married woman. And so he says, well, okay, thank you, Jojo. That's all. Come back to the club. So I bebop around a little bit, and I says, well, I want to eavesdrop. I want to spy. Are they going to go? Is somebody going to go over to that house and catch them in the act? It's like you get ready for the movie and then you got to leave. So I walked slowly down the block, down the corner, and set up a little area where I had a good view. And while I was easing on down the road, I saw a car with a guy. I didn't know him personally, but I seen him around in the mix of things here or there at events. And I saw this guy, and there was another guy in the passenger seat. I couldn't see from my trajectory. I couldn't catch a clear sight on him. And I went, oh boy, this guy that's in that house. So I go down, and like there's big trees on the side of the road and everything. And I'm walking slow, and he goes in there. He goes up, and I'm looking at maybe 30 yards to be incognito. And he kicked the door right in. He kicked the door right in, and 30 seconds, the other guy got out of the car, met him at the door, and they apprehend the guy and put him in the car. Like, So I head back up to the club, and Sam was going to give me some money or something or whatever. And he says, that's cool, Jojo. And I was like, what happened? He was like, Jojo, you know what happened, Jojo. You know about these bums and what goes on and everything. You know the situation. Don't play stupid. Did you leave when I told you to leave? Or did you take a walk back down the street to see? So I don't want to lie, but yeah, whatever. He was soft. I mean, he was cool with me. And I don't know. The wife's, but the guy was in prison, but when he was out, he was the biggest cheater on planet Earth. I mean, two wrongs don't make a right. And You know, it's you. There's so many loyal women, but man, this dude has to take advantage of a lonely wife and go in there with his hanky panky and wow. You see how these families went down? These notorious mob families. You see what they go down to? I mean, not saying there are loyal, proper women and there are loyal, proper men. You could take a guess at what percentages are, but there's different. But most of these guys were straight up bad on every level. 60%. 60% were just raw dogs, didn't care about tomorrow, didn't care if they lived or died, didn't care how much money they blew, didn't care how many Jezebels or mistresses they had. They just didn't care. I just think they used to just think that, well, I'm not going to live that long anyways. Just let me get it all in while I can. Sometimes if you're living in that treacherous life and you try to analyze it from afar, well, maybe it's safe to say that, just rock and roll to the end and until you get two in the boom boom, and that's that because it's crazy. Mr. Anderson, how you feeling, man? Ivan Lore. Some of the best first-person mafia stories told by a person that was actually there in the time period. Yeah, I didn't have any rank, but I've seen a lot of crazy stuff. Just a lot of fun. A lot of fun. You know what? Yeah. And when Angelo, now as far as Angelo's concerned, Angelo is out, but I just can't press a button. We're on better terms, but everything is cool, but I can't press him. Angelo, when do you want to do question and answer on my show? I gotta tiptoe very careful. I mean, because you know the history, what I did, and all that goofiness. So I gotta just tiptoe on that. I can't, I just can't entertain any of all that stuff. So, you know, I put the phone up to the freaking microphone and he didn't even know about it. And he's in prison just to try to get views on YouTube. Just to get views on YouTube. They don't know about YouTube and all of that kind of stuff. They don't know about that. They don't know. They don't know about what social media has done and all of that. They don't know. They don't know. He thought it was like network TV and you get millions, and you're making all kinds of money. Well, first of all, that's disrespectful. But if you're gonna do that, give me a piece of the action and all that. No, I don't get any views. I'm building up, but I'm not getting a lot of views. So we're going to just going to go easy on that. And maybe he'll do some question and answers to try to explain things. He didn't rat like Jeff Nadeau. He interviews rats. Okay. He can't get a regular guy that did time. The regular guys, the real gangsters that did time, they don't care about those platforms and all of that kind of stuff. He don't run he does a platform on a social media investigative reporter, but as far as the mob and the workings of it and the innermost details, just like your beat reporter on the street. He's got his fans in there thinking that he's a gangster. He's got his followers in there that they think he's a gangster. That shows you how gullible society is, you know. But let him do his reporting. That's all. Let him do his reporting and give those suckers what they want, and that's fine. That's fine. You want to come over here? Well, that's different. You couldn't get away. You couldn't get near a mob club. You know, now he's gonna walk the streets in Howard Beach without the dash cam. Yeah, go ahead. Walk Howard Beach. How many people have you insulted down there in Howard Beach? Go ahead. You're brave. You're gonna go walk down there, you know, and look at things. Yeah, go right ahead. Go right ahead, tough guy. Go walk over there. There's a few other neighborhoods that wanna, you know, maybe you want to go walk through too. Okay? Go ahead. Go ahead. Suckers. Suckers. If they looked at a mafia club back then, they'd put a diaper on. I mean, come on. Come on. Clowns. Do your historical stuff. And Snake, if they want to fool you and you're a sucker, then be a sucker. Be a sucker. That's all. If you don't want to watch me, be gone. Be gone. Watch them. Be gone. Be gone. I try to be. You've been cool in here with me. You've been cool here with me. But I'm not entertaining your little elementary replies and all that. Be gone. Be gone. You know, that's all there is to it. Keep your whatever. Keep it. Keep it. I don't sell out to nothing. I don't sell out to nothing. They've turned MobTube into RatTube, and then the viewers, their heroes, are a reporter and two of the biggest rats. So there's your MobTube, boys and girls. Mike Francis, the biggest rat on planet Earth. Sammy the Bull Gravano, the biggest rat on planet Earth. And then you got a reporter over there, a keyboard reporter over there. And there's your mob genre, folks. There's your mob genre. So I could interview a real gangster, and of course he doesn't want to be shown on video because homeboy, doughboy, has to pay rats and interview him. So there's your hero, Snake. Your hero has to pay rats to interview them. So if you want to come in here and ask me questions about Doughboy, be gone. Be gone. Be gone. That's all. They don't like it. Oh, that Joe says that gangster's gonna come back on. Oh yeah. Why? He's the sheriff. Go interview your rats. You're a reporter. You're the Google Meister. You're so far removed from the real mafia. He acts like a tough guy and all that. Well, go right ahead. Go walk Howard. Go walk Bensonhurst. Go in there. Go in there. Do a video and tell your viewers when you're going to be down there. Okay, tough guy? Go down there. Go down there. Yeah. Go right down there. Yeah. I was Jimmy Joe when I used to go on the thing there with the six shot screen. Angel, she was nice to me. She was on there with Lee Cole and Shades and MBR or Mob Rats, but MB, yeah, they used to have the 6-way screen. She was cool in there, but I think they were always into the sauce a little bit, you know. But I ain't got nothing against her, Angel. They were nice. They were nice to me. She watched one of them. That's when I was that was way back when I was a cup of JoJo. Yeah. Yeah. Holy cow. So back to the story. Now, I saw that car. Thank you, folks, for joining. You know, yeah. Well, yeah. Thank and Snake. Thanks for joining. But don't get cute here. Don't get cute. You know, don't get cute. You know, behind a bum like that. Behind a bum. I was an errand boy, and my mentality and my knowledge is guys like me are the captains in the mob today. You know, guys like me, well, I was smart enough for any position, but I wasn't brave enough for those. But I was smart enough for those positions, but I wasn't brave enough. But I had the mentality to make captain easily. Look at your Bonanno captain today, Dom Cicali. He's showing his freaking hair plugs and his eye transplants, and his wife's laughing at him. There's your Bonanno family captain. Sorry, Dom. Just saying. I'm just saying. There's your YouTube mobsters, folks. There's your mob heroes. I don't want to insult him because he likes to have fun, and that's cool. But I call him like I see him. A strike is a strike, and a ball is a ball, and that's it. Yeah. People want to come in here, cute, behind Doughboy. Be gone. Get your credit card out and donate to him, you sucker. Go donate. Shine his shoes like suckers. Go shine his shoes. Go shine his shoes. Suckers. Complete straight up suckers. Yeah. Mob tube. It's rat tube, folks. It's rat tube. I try to give exclusive content about a guy that didn't rat and did 27 years in prison. Exclusive to try to show you the flip side of rat tube. The king rat, Mike Francis, the king rat, Dom Cicali, the king rat, Sammy the Bull Gravano. But Dom Cicali's the best out of all of them. Dom Cicali at least has a fun side to him. Take him away from the mob flavor, and he'd be a fun, cool guy to be around. He's on there mocking his hair plugs, hair implant plugs, and eyebrow transplant plugs. It's nice to have a sense of humor, but it scares me to think that that was the guy, a captain for the Bonanno family. It's mob tube, folks. It's an alternate universe, that's for sure. I watched that once, very scattered. Well, he talks, he's just like the rest of them folks. They sell. Mike, he's selling everything. Sammy the Bull, they're selling everything. Dom Cicali, they're selling. When I put a thumbnail up there, I mean it. I tell the story. I put a title up there and I tell the story. I try to sell my book once in a while. I tell the story. People want to hear stories. So I tell the stories. You watch these other guys, they're selling, and you won't even get a story. Join this. All these offers of selling. I mean, I'll just keep telling stories, and maybe I'll just keep growing. Konstantin's Klapakis, Polacco. Why you sound so mad? Am I mad? I just call a ball and a strike, Polacco. That's all. Why are you so mad? Get lost. Go to Jeff Nadeau. Why are you so mad? Why are you so mad, punk? How about this? We're gonna put you in the corner. That's all. Bye-bye. Now I'm mad, okay? Are you happy now? Tell me, are you happy now? They're all nuts. That's the demographic of these. That's the demographic of us. A lot of these guys that view these rats and the reporter over there. They're nuts. They're completely nuts. They're nuts. They wouldn't know a diamond if they seen it. They wouldn't know a diamond if they seen it. They're blurred. They're all blurred. They're blurred out. Mm, yeah, yeah. You see that? I mean, it goes with the flow. That's all. But I see some of these people making these comments. They're doughboys, little cutie pies. Well, be gone. Uh, Doughboy said this. Oh, Doughboy, really, really? Doughboy said this. Doughboy said that. Oh, okay. Are you done with that, Billy? I mean, I'm a therapist, but what does it take for a person to uh, uh, engage in that? Psychologically speaking, a reporter, a beat reporter, that they're salivating over, and then they see something that's real, and oh, they're not. Uh, yeah. Well, somebody said Angelo was coming back on the channel, right? Somebody said Angelo was coming back, and he read it. He read the comment, and instead of him saying, "Oh," he brushed it right over because he didn't want to say, "Well, that guy from prison, he's out," and he didn't want to give me that shout out. So he's slick. He didn't want to acknowledge that. He read it and he went, "Oh yeah," and he just kept going. I wish he would have bashed me because he's got 10,000 subscribers and I don't. So he's smart enough to not even try to talk smack on it. You see, he don't want to give me free advertising, so he just brushed right over it. Then he sends in a couple of bums to try to say something here because he can't take the pressure. Because all he is a beat reporter, and he ain't bad at that. He's not bad at that. I think the genre needs a beat reporter like that. Keep things going, but stay in your lane. Go walk those mob neighborhoods if there's any tough guys still around, and go walk. I'm not going to do the dash cam. I'm going to get right out there and, yeah, well, go ahead. Tough guy, go right ahead. Go right ahead. Go ahead. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe he'd do a good show. Show some of these places. I thought that's what NYC Crime Spot did. Wasn't that NYC Crime Spot's duties to go around New York and check out the old Mafia spots? Wasn't that his platform, NYC Crime Spot? Wasn't that his duties to go around and check out the houses and stuff, which is pretty cool. You know. Now Doughboy's gonna do it. Get out there and all that. He'll do all right. Just stay in your lane, Doughboy. You do you, I do me. That's all. You're a reporter. You're a beat reporter, and everything you got is Googled. Sorry. You can't be a gangster. You could have your Mafia movie pictures in the back, your Scarface posters and your Soprano posters, and you could have Soprano pillowcases and Goodfellas sheets, but you're a reporter. You can't be a gangster. That's all. Be a good reporter. Be a good Google guy. But it's all limited and compromised information, of course. That's all. So let him do what he does, because he does have, I forget so much stuff about what is what, who is this, who is that. I forget so much stuff, honestly, about all of that. but he gains information. A lot of it's real information that he gathers on there. Yeah, I'm not knocking that. He gathers stuff, but he gets pissed because he has to pay to interview rats. And I can get a guy that didn't rat and actually did time. So if that ruffles the poor guy's feathers, well, I'm sorry, Billy. I can't change your diaper over and over again. Just do what you do. You got 1 million subscribers. You got a ton of money coming in. What are you worried about me for? What the hell? You worried about me? Did I fracture your ego or something? Because you want to play a tough reporter on there? You want to play a tough reporter? Do you go to bed at night dreaming about being a made man or something? Do you romanticize and fantasize about being in a mafia club and hanging around with gangsters? Do you fantasize and romanticize that? Well, sorry. You're a beat reporter. You're a Pee Wee Herman beat reporter. That's all right. Be good at it. You're doing a good job at it. Stay in your lane. That's all. If you want to call me out on your show, I could take the free. Of course, you didn't last time. Yeah, he didn't last time because he just brushed over the comment. Somebody said, yeah, the gangster that got out of jail is going to probably do another show. He didn't pay much mind to it. Darn it. He didn't pay too much mind to it. I might have been a little green coming out here at first, testing the waters. And now you're not going to beat me in mental hopscotch. Not a doughboy reporter, Mama Luke ain't going to beat me in so many. So I want you to call me a bum. I want you to call me and insult me on your show. I want you to. What's up, Laura? Yeah. Benny, the guy Gene cursed Nadeau's the guy Gene cursed Nadeau's mother, and Nadeau had him back on the show. No more. Oh yeah, he wants to play the mob soap opera. He wants to stir it up for views, which is smart. Keep the freaking soap opera, the soap opera wars, And then Gene Barillo hates him, but then Doughboy says, "Oh, I'll pay you some money. Come back on there. You can MF everybody, Gene. I could ruffle your feathers. I could even get a little aggressive with you, Gene. I could even, and they just play to the choir. Entertainment. That's all it is. That's all. That's their hustle. But there appears to be a trend there that everybody on there is a rat. There appears to be a trend. They're all rats. Okay? There were honorable guys that went and did their time. And they would never go on a show with a guy that never was just a beat reporter that has a social media channel. A real regular gangster that didn't rat would never go on his show. They would laugh. Yeah, hello, Tony. Yeah, there's a guy, Doughboy. Yeah, he wants to interview you and talk about what? I guess it was supposed to be a secret society. No, let me go over there and blah, 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 for some financial gain. No, that's the most silliest thing ever on planet Earth. No. They don't care about social media and the soap opera. All you people been exposed to are the soap opera stuff and a beat reporter clown, which is the furthest thing than 99% of the real mob. That's all. Nobody ever interviewed a gangster that didn't rat. Yeah, show an interview on any media show that didn't rat. Any media vehicle. Yeah. little old me can freaking have a guy and see what he has to say. Was it worth it, Angelo? I mean, geez, was it worth it? Was it really worth it, Angelo? No. So, cool, Keith, how you feeling? Yeah. Ivan Lore, he looks up things online, creates a narrative, swirls up a new story, and then pesters the other YouTubers until they appear on the show. Well, yeah, I mean, he's a historical guy. R.J. Roger and Mikey Scars are, R.J. Rogers is a great historian and stuff like that. R.J. Rogers puts it out there straight and this and that. He don't try to act gangster. He's very classy and postures himself nice. And he goes, he's Mikey Scars' right hand man. Doughboy couldn't shine R.J. Rogers' shoes on every count. On every count. No. He's getting too big for his britches over there because he studies gangsters and then he gets aggressive and brave and then he tries to talk smack. Yeah. Come on, man. I'm trying to be nice. RJ seems solid. Watch the show. Yeah. Class. We get up there with that mambo jumbo, this and that. He's the sheriff of YouTube. Yeah. Doughboy. Some whatever the hell nationality he is. Whatever 4 or 5 nationalities he is. He's the sheriff. He's the sheriff. And you have to get your content approved by Doughboy over there. Who would pee his pants if he was in 5 feet of a mob club back in the day. He wouldn't come within 5 feet of a mob club back in the day. Now he's on social media, YouTube, trying to be the sheriff, telling people what they can do and what they can't. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. And keep getting brave with them people, and then you're aggressive with them, and you're taking them out of your do that, because you're making a lot of enemies over there too. So be smart about it. Do your thing. Be smart about that. Be smart. Don't get too big for your britches out there when you're deciding to walk the streets and all that. What the hell? Are you nuts? Holy cow. He needs a good, he threw the first punch. Because he wants to have the say about Mafia history. A Pee Wee Herman beat reporter. And how dare some other channel have a guy on that didn't rat? How dare the truth serum? I'm not going to be able to sleep at night. You've paid these guys that were failures in the mob. Failures. Your viewers love it. That's fine. They love it. Numbers are numbers, but just realistically speaking, it's whack. That you'd say, oh wow, this guy coming on, who, what, where. I gotta tell name, rank, and name, rank, and file of a beat Mama Luke reporter over there, and I'm supposed to submit and bend down to that. What? That's complete insanity. I try to be fair and say, yeah, he's got good historical stuff. He's got a better memory than me. I can't remember a lot of stuff. He's got a good historical account of that, being fair about it. Yeah. And that might be good for the genre. But stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. This isn't Hollywood with just actors on It ain't Hollywood. Don't go there, bro. Don't go there. You're a tough guy. You're a bad guy. Talk all your smack and then go walk the streets and let everybody know where you're going. Well, go right ahead down there. Go right ahead down there. It'd be interesting to see all the views and the landmarks and everything like that. Yeah, go right. That's fine. That's good content. That's good content. You live in Hooper. Yeah, Mikey Scars came on and said, Mikey Scars, all the old time gangsters, they watch my show. They watch. They know a runaround guy like me. They know. They know. And they cooperated. Okay, I talk smack about this or that. That's just part of the life. I wouldn't mind talking to Dom off camera. Mikey's been supporting me for a long time. Mikey Scars, he's been cool. John A. Light has been cool with me all along, gave me shout out. Yeah, it's part of the genre. It's part of the genre. They're all good guys I'd like to hang out and have a cup of coffee with outside of this universe, outside of Mob Channel universe. That's safe to say. That's safe to say. I mean, but just don't get too big for your britches. What are they so worried about little old me for? Guy got 100,000 subscribers over there. Got 100,000 subscribers. I've been barred, censored, kicked off of here, everything else. Been through the mill. Why is him and his little spies so worried about me for? What are they worried about the little old me for? Joe Ruffino, the captain. How you been, man? Joe Ruffino. Yeah, we've come a long way, bro. We've come a long way. God bless you and your family. Good to see you still rocking and rolling, Joe. Thank you, man. And thank you for all your good words of yesteryear and everything else. Thank you. Thank you for your support and your good words. You know where we've been through. Thank you, man. I appreciate. Good to see you out there. That's all. Thank you, man. Good to have you join in here, man. Everything's good. My channel's on again. So yeah, I like to talk about the good old days and stuff like that. Angelo's out. Yeah. He's out. And yeah, we made it, Joe. We made it. Oh. The Beatles said it best, the long and winding road. Holy cow, the long and winding road. But we can still have fun and enjoy. And, I like telling the old stories and stuff like that. And, that's all. And, we needed some divine intervention. We needed divine God and Jesus. We needed some divine intervention, So yeah, Lee, A-Light gave me, way back when. But then they started blocking my content. That I'm not going to swear. I'm going to follow the rules and all that, and just tell good old stories. Just like the story I told. The guy's in prison. His wife is lonely, and the old man, the boss, says, Go sneak around over there and tell me what you see. And yeah, well, he knows the car, and so they send somebody over there to catch them in the act. Guy, I know after I call Sam on the payphone, I don't know what he's gonna do. I don't know what he's gonna do. I'm just saying, yeah, there's a car in there. We know whose car it is, and he's with the guy's wife. And next thing you know, I see a car heading over there, and the guy kicks the door down, and they're dragging somebody out into the car, and that's it for me. I'm hauling butt back to the club, and I'm gonna just chill out or whatever. And then um, I sit there and somebody else, I was in limbo waiting for somebody else that might have needed a ride. And them guys came in and he said, Jojo, go up to the bar area, go up there and stuff. And that's it for me. I don't know anything. I don't know. Whatever. They beat him up. I don't know. But they don't play any of that disrespect like that. I mean, yeah. So yeah, Joe Ruffino, let the sun shine. Amen. Wow. 21 years. Time flies, boy. You did your time. Holy. Wow. Yeah, you see these guys on here that yeah, well, I already expressed a lot of that. But yeah, the I'm gonna do another video about the Mafia women and the daughters. And I'm gonna do that in the near, it's coming soon, the late night craziness at the mob club, Yeah. hmm We're gonna do that. Because a lot of times I was just like waiting on standby. The old man would call me up there, chill out, watch the TV in the back, and I'd be on standby. There'd be a call. Yeah, JoJo's there. Yeah, well, tell him to go over here and pick so and so up. Tell him to, you know. So if I was bored or something, and it was all good food, it was all good food I could eat. So I would watch TV, or sometimes I'd be squeezing for a game. Yeah, I did it 11 years. 11 years, Joe. 11 years. So I'd be chilling, and then they'd get a call. Joe, you want to go pick so and so up? He's over there. Blah blah blah. Yeah, good. So sometimes it just be an uneventful night, and I can just chill out and just see what happens. It was like an adrenaline. I don't know. There were a lot of happy, fun times, of course. A lot of good times. Yeah. So, yeah, that was a lot of fun. But I learned early on when I really gained the old man's respect when we were at an event and the women were getting drunk and they were getting loosey goosey. And I got approached by some aggressive women that wanted to get, you know what I mean? And I went back and sat near the old man. And he said, Jojo, you don't want to go? He watches. He watches. See, they always observe. They always watch. And he saw how I handled myself with two ladies that were being pretty upfront. And I went right back. And he was trying to figure out if I was a womanizer or a hoe master. And he was just trying to analyze me. And I went and I sat with him. And then if people come, he would introduce me to them, the formal way. He'd introduce and stuff. And that I gained a lot of his trust and respect that way, because I don't want it, because he knew this was early on in our relationship of going there. He knew that I'd be at that club and there'd be some wild women, there'd be wild mistresses, and there'd be wild wives. And he's trying to look at me early on to see if I'm capable of handling that. Because if I don't handle that right, I could be in the river if I don't handle that right. So he was analyzing me, to see. He's seen that by the time he was in his 70s, he's seen that movie 150 times. Guys at these parties getting making a lot of mistakes with daughters of these mobsters and wives of these mobsters. He's seen that a lot of times. And who knows how many of them got beat up or smashed out or whatever. He's seen that. He's seen that. He even told me one time, holy cow, Jojo, I feel bad. You get out there and mingle or whatever. You know, you can't mingle with the guy unless you're introduced from a guy. So I'm not a made guy, so you can't have dialogue until you're introduced. So there's nobody left but the women. There's nobody left but the women to have dialogue with without having to be introduced by somebody. And, you know, a lot of them were trying to be a little frisky and stuff. I said, Sam, there's enough regular women in society than to entertain daughters and wives and mistresses. You know, he goes, oh, I'm just making sure, Jojo. I'm just making sure. There's enough regular women outside of the mob than to go crazy like that. Yeah. And some of the women that you refuse would tell her husband in prison, yeah, that Jojo made a pass at me. When in reality, I refused her. I might have insulted her, which I didn't want to do. I might have said, you're a $2 hoe. She don't like that. She tells this maniac in prison, yeah, Jojo's been hitting on me. What are you going to do about it? It got back to Sam. And that ain't good. That's not good. Sam had already knew how I conducted myself. Sometimes I think early on he tested me. Sometimes I think I didn't know if they were just true legitimate women out there or he was trying to test me because they know every trick in the book. They know every trick in the book. So I don't know if it's somebody he says, hey, listen, Jackie, why don't you go over there and let's see how this Jojo reacts. Act like you want to go to bed with him. Let's see. Go ahead. I want to see if this Jojo crumbles. I don't know if these are women that he told to do or they're just women that do it naturally, but nonetheless, I'm not entertaining it. I'm not entertaining it. There's nothing good that can happen from it. There's nothing good. There's nothing good that can happen from it. And the other story about that whacked out, wild out party where I had to go to a freaking mansion after hours, and they were all doing the blow. They were doing the blow and all that, and the teenage girls, they're nuts. They're nuts. Mm-mm. You see, you guys all know like the actors and entertainers, and they have daughters, and they act like they're Paris Hilton. You know, they act like they're Paris Hilton, and like, you know, their family's got a lot of money, and they're spoiled brats, and everything is catered to them. Well, there's a lot of wives like that in the mob, and there's a lot of daughters like that. And they don't care if they try to put you in a pinch and lie about you and tell their husband or their father, oh, so-and-so did this and so did that. So I had to really demonstrate to the old man that I don't roll like that. I don't roll like that. Back then I was better looking and I was clean. I wore suits. I dressed up nice. A lot of times you had to dress nice and look presentable. And, you know, I don't want to date none of them. I don't date one of them. Well, what the hell? You date one of them, you marry one of them. If you tell them the sauce tastes like crap, they're going to tell their old man, oh, the Jojo said I couldn't cook. He's disrespecting me as some freaking captain of some family. I don't want to roll like that. Phase Apex smoke alarm. Phase Apex smoke alarm. That's a hard trap for a young buck. I don't want to. Uh-uh. You got to remember also, I was brung up Christian. I was brung up Christian. Smoke alarm. I was brung up Christian. I was brung up Christian. I was brung up Christian. Walked to church school. Walked to church on Sunday in blizzards. So the old man made sure my head was on straight. So there's enough stuff to worry about just being an errand boy than the women of the damn mob who got a lot of people smashed. A lot of people smashed out. And I hate to say it, a lot of these guys went to prison, and then all of a sudden there's people knocking on the wife's doors, or the wife is depressed and she's having a couple drinks at the bar, and there's a smooth talker at the club, and the lady's already vulnerable. Of course she's lonely, and then there's a smooth there's a smooth talker, and just imagine this. Just imagine this. This might be the guy in prison's best friend. Here's the lonely wife. She can't take the pressure. She wants to have a couple drinks Friday night, and she wants to chill out, take the edge off. Now you got the guy sitting there. Yeah, you know that, Johnny. Yeah, this and that. Well, you know what? Half the time he was out, he was screwing around on you anyways, honey. And, that's too bad. And, now he's bad mouthing his buddy that's doing time in prison because he wants to get in the guy's wife's pants. And she's vulnerable. And she's vulnerable. And he's got a wife. And she's got a husband in prison. And he knows, he's so street smart and savvy, enough psychological chops to break her down. And next thing you know, they're at the hotel no-tell doing their thing. This is what goes on behind the scenes. Nobody tells any of these stories on Mob 2 but me. Nobody. Yeah, smoke alarm. Smoke alarm. This generation of women today, they don't have the same morals and values. The social media has got them hypnotized and this and all that. Find a good, fundamentally sound person. It doesn't matter how much you have. It's just if you're a good person, and that's the best gold. An honorable, loyal, loving person. Those are the best assets that you can have. You don't have to act cool or flashy to try to obtain a girlfriend or a wife. No. There's an epidemic of gold digging hoes out there. There's an epidemic of gold digging hoes. Ronnie Pinder, how you feel? Ron E. Thank you, Ron E. I hear every maid guy had a mistress. I'll say 60% smoke alarm. Benny, I can't speak. The Kardashian show ruined this generation for young women. Yeah, you got young girls looking up to these glorified hoes, teaching them the wrong values, teaching them the wrong morals. Marriages are down. The foundation of marriage is down 75% in the last 10 years. The fundamental aspect of marriage is down. They're polluting everybody's mind. They're indoctrinating young girls' mind, young girls, and 20-year-old women and 30-year-old women. They want to turn it into a just big crap show because they're the ones behind the scenes that are making all the money. They pollute the viewers' minds, and they just cash the checks behind the scenes. Lee Montoya, you have a good woman. 30. Yes, Lee Montoya, 35 years. Congratulations. I used to do couples therapy for couples back when I used to do the old therapy. I don't even know what the hell I did with that. I got 9 million of them cards. Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, the media, politics, and everything, they just try to twist up everybody's psychology. But if you got a good fundamental upbringing and you got good morals and standards, you should be able to see through all that. No matter what gibberish they put before your eyes and ears, you should be fundamentally sound. A lot of people are getting back to spiritual stuff. A lot of people are getting back to the basics. They've seen the crap show. It's on a spool, and you know, and the mob is a microcosm of the regular world. Man, it's a microcosm. It's a demographic within a demographic, but just the same behavior of those mob wives is the same behavior of women in regular population. Their husband might not be in prison, but their husband's out on bowling night on Friday night, and he's going to be there to 2 in the morning. So she's got an opportunity to rock and roll behind his back. The same problems, personal problems and relationships that happen within the mob are the same problems, personal relationships that happen in regular society. They might not be in prison, but they might be on a camping trip for 3 days, and now they're calling the dude's best friend up while he's out camping, and now they're rocking and rolling. So it's the same problems that they coexist. They run parallel to each other. They're just different demographic of society. Yeah. Well, that smoke alarm, you had a friend sell you out for a girl. Well, that learn them lessons now. But then again, she wasn't worth it. He did you a favor. She wasn't woven from any good moralistic fabric, because there's enough guys out there. Why would she have to entertain your friend? Send him a Christmas card, smoke alarm, because he did you a favor. At least you didn't waste 3 years of craziness on her and how much money and how much time. Send the guy a Christmas card. Don't be mad. Thank God. Don't be mad. They weren't from any moral standards anyways. All right? You caught a break. You caught a break. Oh, how dare you steal my girlfriend? No, nobody stole your girlfriend. No. Benny, send him a Hallmark card. Benny, send him a Hallmark card. Jeez. Yeah. Of course, you might have emotional attachment. You might think you're falling in love. And yes, the truth serum, it's not that easy. But at the end of the day, you caught a break. Of course, it's hard to turn your feelings on and off like that. But you caught a break and you learned a lesson. Go slow in your relationship. Let it develop on it. If it's going to develop organically, you don't have to impress. Just your presence, you being available. Your presence is more precious. It's more valuable than presents, like Christmas presents. So your presence of time and good times, your presence is more valuable than presents like Christmas presents. I should be charging you guys for this stuff, man. I really should be charging you guys for this stuff. So all this is to jump in and join and hit the like button and all that. And you got Socrates over here, smoke alarm. I'm not some crazy old mobster and everything. I've been around the block. I've been around the block. I'm knowledgeable in some areas, but I'm not that well off financially. But I don't know what knowledge is worth, but it doesn't equate to my bank account. Okay. So yeah. if you got a good upbringing and you're brung up fundamentally sound and moral and all that, you could be all right. But there's an epidemic of wannabe girls that want to be like the Kardashians. They want to be like Paris Hilton. They see all these heroes of theirs on media and everywhere else, and they want to be like them. The worst role models you can ever want. Yeah. He's not Joseph the Chin Gigante, Ivan Lore, Johnny D, uh, Joseph the Chin Gigante. I like to entertain, tell stories. This channel is for entertainment and educational purposes. Okay? All the rats you see out there, they all have immunity and all that, blah, 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 and all that. The rat tube heroes and all that and all that. I'm nobody. This is entertainment and education. Okay? Uh, well, you live and learn. You live and learn, smoke alarm. You live and learn. And, Ron E., social media and the internet is ruining the country. That's why parents have to be proactive and monitor their child's phone and what they're watching on TV and what are your children looking at? What are your children watching? It's parents, and it should be a smooth sailing. It should be smooth sailing. Yeah, the kids know better. They listen to mommy and daddy and they have fun and they enjoy life and they got a good structured family and they prosper. They have fun. Yeah. No, no, L. Uh-uh. Mm. Ugh. They try to ambush. They tried to ambush, Al. They tried to ambush, you know. How many people today go home and have dinner at 5 o'clock? How many kids sit at the family dinner table with mommy and daddy at 5 o'clock in the afternoon? Back in the 1950s, it was 90%. Today, it might be 15%. When you're at the dinner table with your children when they get home from school, you talk about Billy, how this day go, and then you have dialogue. Sally, how'd this go? Well, I had a problem with this. I had a problem with that. Well, then that's your nurturing. That's when your parental skills come in. When they're at the dinner table, that's the right platform before they go outside and play or go do their homework and stuff like that. That is prime time to be on top and abreast of what your children are doing, how they think, what you need to correct, and what they're looking at. And that's the right prime time. The family unit at the dinner table. Well, that's just old fashioned and corny. No, because don't be surprised and don't be mad when Sally runs away at 15 with Johnny from the band and now they're been gone for 3 days. Then don't be surprised when your little precious runs off with the dude from the band and they're on a milk. Now she's on a milk carton. So, don't be surprised. And what does media and everything else do? They promote it. The TV movies, the commercials, the propaganda, they promote to destruct the family unit. They promote to make people have emotional problems. They promote to have people have maladaptive behaviors because what they put in front of everybody on TV and everything is all skewed and sketched so they can make the money on the back door. But even with that being said, it's the responsibility of the parents, no matter what's out there on media. And if one is if Billy gets a little unruly, well, us Italians know about that wooden spoon. We know about that wooden spoon. When I made that mistake and I looked at that wooden spoon, I didn't make that mistake again. I didn't make that mistake again. No, no. I'll be a good boy from here on in. I'll try to be a good boy. Or that belt. No. Uh-uh. I ain't making that mistake before. Oh, that's child abuse. Oh, no, that's discipline. It's called discipline. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's called operant conditioning. Stimulus and response. Stimulus and response. I know people are so different from your cultural wide, but have the same views. That's all. Yeah, we just want to have enjoyable lives. That's all. Just enjoy. Enjoy. You're young coming up. Enjoy. That's all. In Ireland, it was called learning how to land planes. you know, it's all right. Worked out all right. Hmm. Yeah, I do that with my 10-year-old son. Joe talk at dinner table. He talks about the girl, always telling on people in class now he hates rats. Always my boy smart. Johnny D. It's all good stuff. Doesn't have to be as hard as it. Yeah. Yeah. You're joining the military. Best move you can make, man. And especially under this regime that's in the office now. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah. My brother went in. My other brother went in. And boy, mm, they're prosper. They're doing great. They're doing great. Yeah, so that's a good choice. That's a real good choice. So yeah, as far as dating and relationships, yeah, it's there's a lot of landmines out there. Yeah. Your dad was in Vietnam, Johnny D. I go to the National Cemetery down the street here on Memorial Day and everything. And then I go, there's Johnny D. There's an old cemetery over here that has the soldiers from the revolution, the 1776, the Revolutionary War. Right here, one of the oldest cemeteries. One of my best friends was in Vietnam. My uncle Dick was in Vietnam. Yeah, got to respect the veterans. The veterans, those you talk about like a gangster that's tough. Like, this is all gangster mob tube, and this is all, yeah, gangsters, tough guys, and all this. Well, listen, Billy and Sally, when you're 17 years old in high school and you're looking to go to college with your girlfriend, Brenda, and then all of a sudden your mother says, "We got a letter here, Billy. It says you're going to this country over here. We can't find it on the globe." Well, that's where you're going, Billy. What do you mean, Ma? I'm going to college. Nah, you ain't going to college, Billy. There's some war in this country called Vietnam. We can't even find it on the map, me and your father. We can't even find it. Well, that's where you're going. Well, all right. And they went. Wow. Hmm. My buddy and Doug, you might be watching this. Doug, God bless you, man. God bless you. You're the toughest guy. You're the toughest guy I met that over any gangster. Over any gangster, you're the toughest man I met over there, carrying bodies, getting shot at, dragging your friends off the freaking killing fields. You had to go into that that hellhole. They have the guys that go first. I should know the name. I'm brain dead. In the war, in Vietnam War, they had the guys that checked out what was there first. Now these are highly trained people. They had to sneak around under the canopy with traps and everything else, and they had to go see if the coast was clear. Who wants that job? Well, the battalion will be back here. We don't want to send all them at once because they could all get blown up at once. But we want to send a guy to go through there first and to see if the coast is clear. Who wants that job? Doug, you're a bad man. Uh, any gangster or mobster I talk about on this channel here, you're a braver man than any man in the mob or any, I know you try to play it off. You got the Bronze Star, the Medal of Honor, and all these other things that you don't even think they're such big deals. Yeah. And yeah, so you talk about, yeah, Joey, I was going off to college with my girlfriend, and the average age of a Vietnam vet was 19. The average age of the Vietnam vet or Vietnam soldier, the average age of a Vietnam soldier was 19. 19, I was in college waiting to get a care package from my mommy at home. Yeah, hello, Ma. Any food coming my way? Yeah, I couldn't cook my own damn meals at 19. These guys were out there fighting enemies they couldn't even. Whoa. Holy cow. Jeez. Yeah. So, yeah, before you can even drink now. Yeah. Whew, boy. I appreciate smoke alarm coming in. Al, you spent 12 years in the army before you got hurt in Afghanistan. I'm sorry I missed that comment. I'm sorry I missed that. Oh, and then we got a gunner and yeah, God bless them. And do you see what this old regime did? This old regime we just come out of, they took the vets out of the shelters to put in the illegal aliens. What? And the cutie pie stuff they try to do at what is that? Walter Reed Hospital, Walter Reed, Washington or Maryland? What? What? Illegal criminals mean more than guys that risk their life for our country? What kind of 4 years have we been? What? Holy cow. Jeez. I've been around a long time, but politically speaking, this was a complete Marxist and socialistic communistic agenda they tried to infiltrate into our society, and it got beat. They got beat. They almost got that curveball over the plate, but they didn't. And now we got a great leader, and in one day, the guy got done more. Now the other countries are like, yeah, we'll talk. Because you know what Trump just told the countries that don't want to take back their illegals? We're doing no trade with you, Billy. All you countries that are cute that emptied your prisons into our country, there's no trade. You will do no international commerce, so you can't sell your products anywhere. So you better receive these criminals back into your country, or you're just going to rot on the vine. Well, okay, I guess we could take them back. Yeah, send them back. Yeah, you think so? Yeah. Well, yeah. Whether you're a Democrat or Republican, this is logical common sense that any American citizen would say, that's a great idea. Who opposes getting rid of illegal psychopaths committing crimes all over our country? What kind of demented person doesn't approve of that? Well, it seems like the mayors of some of these towns don't approve of it. They want to be called sanctuary states and sanctuary cities. But they're also going to rot on the vine because all the federal monies that will go to them for infrastructure and education. Sorry. And the mayors, you're obstruction justice. That's a federal crime. You're harboring fugitives. So go ahead. He's already removed thousands of illegals. He's already in 1 week, 2 weeks, whatever. He's already removed a lot of them. And there was a lot of the gangs in some of them. They should applaud that. We don't want crazies in our streets freaking causing crimes. Who's against that? Democrats? Democrat mayors, Democrat governors. What? Al says, I was over there 2 years before leg got messed up by an IED. Wow, man. Thank you for your service, man. Thank you for your service. Holy cow. Thank you for your service. My brother did a career over there, and my other brother did 4 or 6. And, my father was in the Korean War, I think it was way back. The Korean War. I don't know how long it lasted, but, yeah. Yeah. They turn into political wars. They turn into war for profit. And then they feed you lies from the tablecloth and all this. And you got brave soldiers that are going over there to defend our country. There's no other bravery that you could demonstrate higher than that. And the last regime tried to urinate all over it. And the DEI hires they put in the military, no, that's over. That's over. The DEI and that's over. No, pass the physical tests and do it, all that. But I'm not going to rely on you to carry me off the battlefield when I'm being bombarded and you can't curl 20 pounds. No, that's not being uh, uh, chauvinistic. That's just reality. That's just reality. Disgrace our military with DEI freaks and everything else. No. And if people don't agree with it, that's their business. But that ain't the way our country is going to be run. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. Of course, there might be a loyal woman that wants to do her best to try to, but you know what? That's noble and everything else. That's noble to try to want to defend your country. But we have enough men already to do that. So thank you anyways, Thank you anyways. There's other positions in the military that you could perform really good at. And that's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. That's it. Al says it was just a shooting gallery where there were some of the first ones in. Al, they were showing the news footage every day. Every day. There's mountains and why do Americans end up in these wars where the terrain is unreal? It's like, it's like what's going on here? It seems like all these wars where the Americans are just sitting ducks. The soldiers are sitting ducks on this foreign land where these people know every nook and cranny of that land, and the soldiers are all this mountains and peaks and jungles and you know political wars for profit. That's it. Has America ever had anybody invade continental America? Has any country invaded Hawaii, Pearl Harbor? That's not continental America. Has any country invaded our continental country? No. We always got dragged into a war. We always got dragged in by politicians and globalists that had other ideas and didn't care about brave soldiers trying to defend our country. They were at the biggest disadvantage. All our soldiers went into these wars with the biggest disadvantages, while we have the strongest bombs and arsenal. We go into these petty countries and we have the best arsenal and the best technology. But when you go to these countries, these soldiers are at a disadvantage and screwed up terrain and IEDs on the ground. For what? And our brave young men don't think twice and they want to go. They should be honored and respected to the utmost. I was expected to go to the military. I took a test. You could take a test to enter and then you could go in at a higher rank or something. What is that, Al? Like if you go in and like you could go in and maybe uh you don't have to go through a couple of the other rankings or something, and you could go in as a E something, and but I'll be honest with you. I was thinking about what if a damn war breaks out? What if a damn war breaks out? All through the 60s, I saw the Vietnam Wars on the damn news, and then the 70s, you're seeing all these wars, and then the Middle East. It just seems like there was always wars going on. It seems like there was always wars going on. I was like, I'm going to college. I'm sorry, I'm going to college. I'm sorry. I, I don't know. I don't want to get caught up in something. Yeah. Yeah. What do? I go run around crazy gangsters. Yeah, that's smart. That's smart. Yeah. The movie The Outpost. Yeah. Yeah. Al, thank you for your service. Johnny D's in the house. Johnny D. Yeah. Yeah, we talk mob stories. We talk about anything on this show. It's all good fun. Yeah. Hmm. Vincent Hernandez, me too. ASVAB test. What's that mean? ASVAB, American Service ASVAB test. What's up, Mr. Rockford Files? What's that mean? ASVAB. Sounds like a serious title. Yeah, man, I took that ASVAB test. What's up with that, Vinny Hernandez? ASVAB is a test for the military. Oh, to place you in your job. Thank you, Smoke Alarm. They already got you schooled on that, Smoke Alarm? They already got. Oh, you're taking the test tomorrow. Wow. Vinny said, I went to prison instead. Well, I made a bad move myself, Mr. Hernandez. I took I took the I took a little wrong road there, but that's life. We're all alive now. We're all alive now, so it's all right. We could still have fun. You can enjoy your life now, Mr. Hernandez. We make mistakes, and we gotta overcome them and have fun on here. Thank you everybody for your military service. I didn't realize how many people come in here. I walk with my phone and I go to the cemetery. I saw graves when it was Memorial Day. I went to we got the oldest cemetery, one of the oldest cemeteries in the United States, down the street from me. And these soldiers that were the Minutemen, they were the Minutemen ready, come out of the farmhouse because they're coming in. And they were 17 years old. Our soldiers with muskets and one-shotters and they got cannons. Wow. Holy cow, man. You talk about the bravery. Yeah, Jojo, did you watch that new movie 688 about black women? No, I didn't. Irish Jimmy Joe. Yeah. 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 Smoke Alarm, you'll be all right. Vinny Hernandez, we still got a chance, all right? We still got a chance. Mm-hmm. Life, you go through life. A lot of stuff's going to happen, but, you got to learn. You got to learn a little. Good, you're doing great now. Yeah. Don't spoil it, Jimmy Joe. Don't spoil it. That's cool, Mr. Hernandez. That's cool. That's cool. So, yeah. An hour and 40 minutes. How come I always think I'm going to do a 20-minute video? I like the people that come in here. I'm a people person. I like the people that come in here. So, yeah. The show was about, some of the wives in the mob that, Mm-mm. No. Uh-uh. Yeah. So many traps. You oh, you could go in E1. Yeah. E1. Yeah, I saw it. I saw it. Smoke alarm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. But yeah, you go in, you're around gangsters, and just like a war has a lot of landmines, well, you hang around these crazies, there's a lot of landmines. There's a lot of landmines. Woo! But the one thing, now I got other stories about women around the mob and the clubs and events and stuff. I got a lot of stories, and the one thing that gained the boss's respect was that uh, I stayed so close to him, and he was like, "Jojo, enjoy yourself a little bit. Don't worry about what." I says, "Well, I can't. I don't know who the made guys and the unmade guys are, so I got to be introduced to every guy there that's made by the boss because they got rules. So the only people left are the women, and I don't want to be around. I don't know who these women are or what kind of husband or something. And oh, look, if there's somebody talking to Johnny's wife over there. I don't want to entertain all that. Uh-uh. But a lot of them women got real cute, and real full of themselves for many different reasons. And they wouldn't mind to see somebody get smashed out, like, or lie about somebody and see them get smashed or beat up or something. They didn't care. There's some male or female. There's some treacherous people out there. If you're young and coming up and dating, take it slow. That's all. Take it slow. Wherever you are in the world, just take it slow. You don't need to. Mm-mm. No, no, just take everything slow. You got enough time ahead of you. That's all. And someone said, well, your best friend took your girlfriend. Well, he did you a favor. I can't. De Niro's a sellout. De Niro, he's a sellout. That woke Hollywood sellout. They're all over there crying. They all donated to Kamala, and they're all crying. They want a refund. They want their money back. Where's the 100 million? Where's the money? They all got sight. They're cheering and everything else. And then when the smoke clears, well, where's all the money? Where's all the money? Yeah. He's a bum, that De Niro. Oh, he played all these great roles and characters. Yeah, he played all these great roles and characters, but that's Hollywood. He's a scrub in real life. He's a sawed-off little runt. You'd slap him around. Well, he played a tough guy they're bums. They're bums. They're they're all part of that freaking craziness. He's not even all Italian. Oh, you know, great movie, yes. Great acting, great movie, and everything else. Yeah, you can't argue that. But we don't care because a guy is a good actor that we have to follow his political views. And they just learned that in the last election. They had every actor and musical entertainer known to mankind, and we don't need to get our juice and information from singers, musicians, or actors. We're smart enough to make our own logical and formidable decisions. And ain't no bought and sold entertainer or bought and sold actor going to convince me or anybody else. And that was demonstrated in this last election, which was a blowout. So you can hire all the Oprah Winfrey's and all the De Niro's and all the wokes, Hollywood, and you could pay them all that money to come on and campaign, and you got took. You got took. And that's it. That's all. I'm so stupid that I can't make a decision. I can't make a decision for myself because I don't know how much money I got in my pocket during this bad economic era. I don't know how much food I got in the refrigerator. I see we couldn't go on that vacation last year, so I can't really decipher what's going on in my own life and what's in my bank account. And I need to get my advice from an actor, a millionaire actor, and a millionaire entertainer, and I got to take their lead and tell me who I should vote for. That's where they made their mistake. Cool guy, how's it going? How's it going? Well, we told a couple mob stories. We're talking about everything under the sun. That's all. Your stepbrother just got out of the Navy. He's still in Norfolk. Yep. That's where my brother went first, Norfolk. That's the epicenter. Yeah. Yeah. Donate to the Red Cross for the forest fires. They're all billionaires, millionaires. All the houses burned down. They're all wealthy. They got fire insurance. What's the Red Cross? What's the Red Cross? And then the people that got flooded in the Carolinas, they said whoever's got a Trump sign in the front yard, overlook them. Really? And they all got busted. They all got busted. FEMA. FEMA. Yeah, if you see a Trump sign in the front yard, bypass it. Let the people choke. Yeah, okay. People saw through it. They lost every battleground state. How much do you have to destroy a country to lose every historical battleground state? Wow. That's how evil and communist and socialist and Marxist this last regime was. They got blown out. Americans came up and said, this is a time when we really need to go out and vote. You got a lot of time, smoke alarm. You got a lot of time. Yeah. Yeah. Listen to the song Simple Man. Remember that group that sang that song Simple Man? Some good wisdom in that. Good wisdom in I should know that group that song Simple Man. Yeah. Yeah. It's been windy over here for 2 weeks. Leonard Skinner. Thank you, Ronnie. Yeah. Simple Man. You're young. It's a good song to listen to. Good long to, and you're entering into a whole new world. Get some of that Skinner wisdom. Ronnie. Irish Jimmy Joy, you're singing. I'll kill Irish. Cleveland. Mm-hmm. Denny, is it Johnny? So there you have it, folks. This 20-minute, of course, all my 20-minute videos turn into marathons, but I like to rock and roll with the people. We like to tell stories. Everything on my channel is educational and entertainment. And that's that. We're going to have the players out on YouTube and social media and all that. They can do what they want. I'm doing my thing. I'm doing my thing. Try to offer a different perspective than your traditional platforms and just offer a different approach, a different objective, a different lens than what you've seen in your whole schema of knowledge from movies and rat tubes and all that. So it's good to have a different narrative on some things, and it's little entertainment. Yeah, that's all. Well, if you learn any wisdom, just like elders in the tribes, they pass knowledge and wisdom down. That's the benefit of gaining knowledge and wisdom, is to pass it down and keep it strong. So that's the name of the game, smoke alarm. And then you gain, through your travels, you gain knowledge and wisdom. I made a lot of mistakes. I went off the wrong path. What the heck? But I can't cry over it. I had a good whole adult life of living good. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. But, you know, I don't care what assets I have right now, which I struggle at times. I'm happy to be alive because I should have been not just from running around gangsters. There was other things that happened to me where I should have been done. So I'm just happy to be alive. No, no. Yeah, knowledge is power. You know, that's all. We're trying to make our way through the world. Got to try to raise people up a little here and there. The mob genre, YouTube, and all that. You know, you it you're gonna get see this mob genre. They try to create the soap opera, and then you get one person bickering against another person. Tune in tomorrow when Gene responds to John and his rebuttal. And then after that, tune in Wednesday and we'll see what he has to say about that. And it's just like a soap opera that you see on network TV. They turn this mob, it's like all the rats out there hollering at each other and just see what the response is the next day. Hey, Big Yin, how you doing? So they turn it into a soap opera. Well, they got a lot of subscribers and people like that soap opera, but I'm not going to entertain that soap opera. I'm here to tell stories. I'm here to tell stories. I'm going to hang my hat on that. Benny, they turned it into General Hospital. Yeah. See if Luke and Laura are still together Wednesday. See if Luke and Laura are together. Nah, Luke is going with one of the Cassadine girls. Betty, Betty, Betty. Betty, Betty, Betty. Oh, wow. Back in the day, I took a wrong turn and, like, fool, just kept going. Well, hey, if you could recognize your mistakes, you're already halfway there. If you have awareness about your mistakes and you're not in denial, you know, it's good to admit you made mistakes and this and that. This way, you'll be more ready, the next time. You'll be more ready. If there was Mafia out there right now and they said, Jojo, listen, you can make $2 million a year and we can make you a captain. And I would say, no, thank you. I'd rather eat bologna sandwiches and I will make it. I will make it. No, Al, no. But he was good with me on the show when he first started. He was cool and said, check him out. Nobody was going to give. My channel was called A Cup of JoJo. A Cup of JoJo. My channel then. I switched it to the True Serum, but he was cool about it. Said, yeah, I watched him, and he said there was runaround guys like that, and he was good about it. Mikey Scars come in. Mikey Scars and the other they come in, and some of the other old timers they come in. They have different names, They have different names. But I could see on my home thing, like on my other thing for comments, they come in there and, but they might not put it in this one that everybody can see here. Everybody's available to see. But he come in here and his son did too, I believe. And they're cool. They're cool. They're cool about it. Because I compliment RJ Roger and stuff like that. I might say certain things about people who cooperate and everything else. That's understandable. But beyond the mob genre, I think they're just regular likable guys that got caught up in a bad occupation. I can judge them to that point again. I could judge them on this, but who am I to judge? I made so many mistakes. I want God to forgive me. So, if I want that freaking, if I want that mercy, then how. But I like that. I like that. Dom Chicali, he's funny. He's funny up there and that and all that. Of course, I have my views on people that cooperated, but at the end of the day, it's just an alternate universe of just that's it. They could be a likable guy to go to the game with. They could be likable guys just like anybody else in society. But we perceive them as that's a gangster guy. And A gangster guy can't be just a regular guy in society that you could, well, yeah, they are regular guys in society that took a job in a crazy world. I might say something about them in that crazy world, but that doesn't mean I can't like them in society and say, you want to go to a game, you want to go to the racetrack, you want to go do this, and be friends. Be friends. I might be critical about somebody that might have cooperated, but they could still be a good guy in society after all that crazy life. That's all. That's all. You know, to be so judgmental, you know. But he's been nice enough. Way back when I had no subscribers, I didn't have any subscribers or views or anything like that. Man, John A. Light, I didn't even know he was watching the guy. And then somebody said, "Oh, John A. Light said something about you on his." I was like, "What?" John A. Light said something about me. Why would he watch me? What? And he was nice. And he said in the thing, "Yeah, don't give up. Keep going." He gave me some inspiration. You know, when you got 11 subscribers, 11 subscribers, and then I had got a comment that I was just because people put in fake comments. People could make a channel name in 30 seconds. People could make a channel name in 30 seconds and they'll end up in your chat, you know? So I was like, no, that's just some guy making it up. And then somebody said, no, he actually said it on his video. I was like, what? And yeah, so he said, no, keep going. Keep going. Who cares about you don't have a fancy production, you don't have fancy editing and you don't have, just keep going. Do what you do. I said, well, all right, I guess I'll keep going. You know, Henry was, uh, yeah, that's cool. Well, you hear a lot of rumors. They're trying to spread, you got your Cali going against Joey Merlino, and nah, I don't know. Nah, I was too little. I was too young for that. So Joey and Dom, there has to be a new soap opera. You know, there has to be some drama on MobTube soap opera. Yeah, that's all there is to it. I try to talk smack about Mike Francis. Well, he's lying about this, and well, who cares? Just tell stories, Joe. Just tell stories. What are you so worried about? What Mike? Well, he's disgracing the. Well, who cares? It's social media. He's got 1 million subscribers. What do you got, Joe? What are you trying to censor him? Tell stories. Nobody cares whether Mike Francis is telling the truth or not. He might be telling the truth. He might not be telling the truth. Nobody cares. They want to hear stories. But half of these dinosaurs out there don't even tell stories anymore. They sell, sell, sell. I'm the poorest one out there, and I tell 1 million stories. That's all they are promoting all these freaking they're promoting everything, selling everything. I've done more videos I've told more stories in a week that they've told in the last year. And all I ask is for a super chat, or the link is in the book. The book is $7, $8. I got a link to the book. I promote that half the time. What the hell? People want to hear stories. What's so hard about that? Yeah, Mike Benny, Mike Francis, the wine, the boom, and all that. Well, what the hell? Break some ground for a homeless shelter over there. I like his political views. He's smart on politics. I agree with his political views. But, you claim to have the Church of Mike. Well, yeah. So, I mean, that's his business and everything. But nonetheless, whatever's going on, I got to tell stories, and I got to tell stories. I do this with nothing, lighting or nothing. If I had network and production and all that, I could run a big show in my sleep. I've done 800 videos the hard way, the hard way. To keep a show going and talking and interacting and keep your train of thought going while you're interacting with people, try it sometime. But I taught a class in college called verbal communications. When I was 18, I taught the class, speak with confidence, verbal communication. I had a little head start. And I was a little shy coming up. But I had a little going for me. But I just get on here. Am I on? Am I on? Am I on? Oh, hello, everybody. Am I on? Am I on? Am I on? Whatever it is, I'm just gonna try to do it the best I can. They got editors and production and introductions and all that. Put me on network TV, be a #1 show. You got to be confident out there, folks. Got to be confident. It's free to be confident. Don't cost anything to be confident. And the worst that could happen is you'll progress. Joe, I watch the shows here or there. I feel your content stories, you're more educated, and your personality, you're going to take you far on here. Thank you, Johnny D. I'm going to hang my hat on that, Johnny D. JD. Yeah, I mean, this is all gravy time for me. So I enjoy it. It's a hobby. I used to like talking to the guys. Well, I got my crew here. This is my crew. I always wanted a crew. And we're all equal members. We're all equal members. That's all. We're all equal members of this crew. That's all. Everybody's part of it. It's an interaction. That's all. That's all. We might get a little political. We might just talk about anything. I try to make the base premise, the meat and potatoes. I try to make the meat and potatoes good old mob story. That's all. Now, a lot of times, and I'm honest, I'll remember something. I got a brain injury, right? And I'll remember something, and I can't remember the whole, like Sammy the Bull Gravano gets up there and tells you what he had for breakfast in 1979 and what. He don't have recall like that. He don't have recall like that. He could, but he knows the progression of the story and the event. But that's, my godfather was friends with them. Who asked that? Gallo, smoke alarm. The Gallows. Yeah. Very, very book smart. Very, very book smart. They read Dante's Inferno, that Machiavelli, and all that. They were really, one of them was. My crazy mind can't even remember. Yeah. Who asked that question? Irish Jimmy Joe. I told you that one of them, when they were barricaded, I told the story before. I told you one of them were barricaded when they were hiding out. They overran that family and whatever, and they were barricaded. And there was a burning building next to their building, and one of them came out of hiding and saved one of them out of the burning house, and then ran back and stayed secluded again. I don't know if that made the newspapers. Crazy mobster got themselves barricaded in there, and then they hear all this commotion. And the ladies out the window. They climbed over the roofs, shimmied down, and got her, put her. Yeah, the gangster was the hero. One of the Gallows. One of the Gallows. Crazy stuff. Crazy. So we like to chop it up here. That's all. I'm going to behave on the channel. I'm not going to swear and do all that crazy stuff. I'm only going to go so far with the political stuff. But there's enough stories out there. Johnny D, ain't that crazy? I don't know if that made it, but my godfather knew them. My godfather did a lot of work. If you're new here, my godfather did a lot of rough stuff for the Colombo family and other families. And he might have been summoned because a lot of times when you want to hit somebody, a lot of times you want somebody that's close to them to hit them. So he was familiar with a lot of these guys in the streets. They grew up in the same neighborhoods, but I guess he was more friendly. They had these real high IQs, they had real high IQs. Just don't think a gangster could be just some dumb kind of Guido or anything. These guys got a lot of high IQs. They really, really well read. Well read. I told the story a million times. My godfather was an old man. We were watching Jeopardy. Jeopardy, you answer the questions, the game show. I thought I was gonna have to take it easy on him. He was answering every question. He's like, "What's the matter, Jojo? I'm not supposed to be smart." Well, no, I just didn't know you knew what a freaking what these some of the science, whatever. I just didn't know. Where did you learn that? How did you gain? Well, no, well, Jojo, there's a thing. They have books out there. Well, sorry about that. Yeah, okay. Okay. He didn't join a family. He might have done a lot of work for a particular family, but he didn't have to join. Most of them, they feared him. They feared him. He told me they came at him a couple times, but he outsmarted them. It's just like in war, the art of war, and they know your routine. So he knows that they know his routine, and then they might act like they're going to go to the routine, and then when they get there, he ain't there. He's behind you. Oh, sorry. I mean, I'm just guessing. I'm just guessing. That's all. Strategic stuff like that. You know, it's like, what if you put two killers in the woods? Who's gonna get and who's gonna get to which one first? Well, now your survival is based on how much who's a better thinker. You both got machine guns, let's say. All right, John and Jim, you go in that end of the woods, you go in that end of the woods. Now it's deep, dense woods. Let's see who walks out of those woods. Well, you both have the same resources. It all comes down to who's going to think better. Who's going to think better? Who's going to throw a rock over there and the guy goes, "Wow, he's over there." Who's going to try to play these tricks? I don't know. I mean, I'm just thinking I would try to cause a disturbance over there and then see if he goes over there in ambush. I don't know. I ain't ever trying to go in the damn woods. Uh-uh. uh-uh. Appear weak when you're strong and strong when you're weak. Well, there's so much mental hopscotch that goes on. See, these guys would ask questions like innocent questions. Even Sam the boss or other guys, they could ask a question that seems like just an average little meaningless question. And what they're getting at is something that's not even not even got nothing to do with that kind of question. I call it mental hopscotch. It's mental gymnastics. They're always trying to figure you out, like forensic profilers. These bosses and captains are so smart at human behavior that they already have the skills of like forensic profilers. They can read you like a book. They will test you when you don't even know you're being tested. And that's understandable. That's understandable. Me and the old man got close a couple of times. I'd say, "Nice try, Sam." "Well, what do you mean, Joe?" "Nice try. I fell for that one 9 months ago. I'm not falling for that one again. Nice try." You're doing all right, Joe. Nice try." "Well, you taught me. Well, you taught me well, Sam. You're not getting that curveball by me again. I know what that means in the long run." I know what. When you've seen the movie once and then you see the movie again, well, you can take a. Sometimes you might be wrong. I mean, you know, it ain't Hollywood, it ain't the movies, but so what are we on? 2 hours and 10 minutes? What am I, a psychopath over here? 2 hours and 10 minutes. I appreciate everything. Johnny D is in the house. 100% Sicilian. Yeah. So, I was raised by a single mother. She had 5 children. I got 2 brothers, 2 sisters. Yeah. Loving and everything. You know, greatest person I ever knew in the world. So, yeah. The mental hopscotch in the mob, the mental gymnastics, the tomfoolery, the flimflammery. Oh boy. I was a greenhorn going in there and I thought I was street smart. I thought I knew about this and that. I didn't know anything. If it wasn't for my godfather, I would have been blasted out the first 9 days I ever went to that club. I told the guy, "Take your gun off. Let's fight in the woods." Yeah, really? How is that? How smart is that? The guy's insulting me all the time. I'm coming in. He's talking smack, talking this and that. And he would have beat me up anyways if he took his gun off. He'd have beat me up anyways. "Take your gun off and I'll fight you." What a knucklehead. What a knucklehead. Not smart. But as you go, you learn, and I'm perceptive and I'm aware, but it never meant I'm totally safe. At any given time, the guys are in my car, they're drunked out, they got the blow going, and they're just totaled out. They're maxed out in their minds. I'm with these guys at their where they could be the most crazy, violent under they're under the influence of drugs and alcohol. How smart am I? So I could get $100 bill or $200 at the end of the night? And then I'm robbing them when they get drunk because I didn't care anymore. They were panhandling me and not throwing me money. They're counting all this big money all night long. Then at 6 o'clock in the morning, after a whole night of a rodeo, they hand me a little money. I said to myself, pass out drunk in my car again. And I got in trouble for that too. But, you know, the old man understood. He understood. And it came to a point where he says, this is the end of the road. Don't let anybody in your car. Don't let anybody in your car. Your godfather's in Brooklyn. He ain't going to protect you. Anything could happen at any given time. Right off into the sunset. Yeah. I rolled them more than once. That's that. You got to say, go home. You got to all go home and kiss the rosary beads. You got to go to church and light the candles. Please, God, please, God. Holy cow. What's going on here? I need some guardian angels. There's too much turbulence going on. Everything's unstable. And even afterwards, I'm looking in the rearview mirror. Years later, the stress, post-stress, you're looking at, oh, no, everything's fine. Everything's fine. But yeah, it's a crazy world. It's truly an alternate universe. And no. The military, smoke alarm, that's a better fraternity there. That's a better fraternity, the military. That's that's right. Joe, you definitely had to be tough, be with them guys after they got out of the car. I might have been a little more aggressive back then, a little more aggressive, but you're damned if you do. They walk on you, they'll talk smack all day long, and then it's just like, well, and then they're telling me, no, you got to do this, you got to go do this, you got to do on that, you got to be on call, you got to be on standby. Well, I'm not gonna just entertain this and just have, so I might come back and insult somebody and say, yeah, you're so tough. Yeah. Well, what's 8 times 8? You can't tie your shoes. What's this? What's that? And be insulted. Like, yeah, and they always lost money betting. They always lost money. They never won money gambling. They were all degenerate gamblers. And then I would just say, yeah, you should have 4 houses and 3 businesses, and you owe the fucking you owe the Genovese family 17,000. You should have 500,000 in assets. You can't pick a winner. You're 0 for 48. You're broke. You owe every Shylock. You owe money everywhere. You owe the old man Sam 30,000. You're so smart. No, you ain't supposed to say that. Then they pull a gun, At any minute you talk smack, they're just not smart on my part, but I was a little more aggressive. I was just a little more aggressive like that until my godfather, because they were saying Jojo broke the rules. He's not a made man. He can't talk to a made man like that. So so I explained to my godfather, who done work for that family, and I said, Mickey, they're running over me every freaking day. I'm not putting up with it. And then Mickey Cop went up there and told them, stay off of him. Jojo's here to serve a purpose. Don't be riding him all day long and all this and that, and you don't expect him to stick up for himself, and then he gets in trouble if he's not a made man. Stay off his back, or I'm going to smash everybody out. And that's that. Stay off his back. He wants to have fun. He wants to enjoy. He puts up with you psychos to the wee hours of the morning, and then he rolls somebody. Too bad. If the guy ain't smart enough, then it's too bad for the guy. If Joe rolled him out of some money, too bad. So I'm not a tough guy, but that's just you end up being forced into that. Not saying that you're tough. It's just like, gosh, you think you're a mild-mannered guy here in these comments, but psychology and human behavior and stuff like that, you'd be forced into it. You'll be forced into saying, geez, I said that. You'll be forced, the way your mind works and everything. Just like the Vietnam soldier I was talking about, Doug, he said, you're there. You're forced into that. When you go into war, well, you think you're a mild-mannered guy, and I wonder if I can do this or that. No, the environment forces you into that behavior, that said behavior. In this environment, that's the behavior. In this environment, that's the. So you say, well, I can't do that. I just want to be an accountant. And then you're forced to go to war, or you end up near a mob family. No, this behavior is forced upon you, and you'll be surprised what comes out of your mouth, good or bad, but it's the environment. Nature versus nurture versus nature, which is it? Yeah. So you I just thought, well, before I went up to the club, somebody talked some smack to me. We're playing basketball and different streets were rivals and stuff like that. And somebody talked smack. Well, I don't care if I get whooped. We're going to scrap. If there's any type of disrespect or something. And, sometimes you would scrap with guys and then you were friends a week later. So, but then you enter this alternate universe and guys are talking smack, and I'm saying, you're a bum. You're a degenerate gambler bum. You ain't picked a winner. You're 0 for 50. You should have houses and assets. I dropped you off in the slums. I I dropped a guy off at 4 in the morning when early on when I was going, starting to run around, and I went, "You live here? You trying to insult me?" Blah, blah. I said, "No, I just thought you. I don't, I don't know." He said, "I don't know." I thought he was picking somebody up or some Jezebel in the middle of the night, and he was like, "All right, I'll see you tomorrow." I was like, "Oh, you live here?" I thought you would have an estate out in the suburbs or something. I didn't say that, but I implied it. I implied it, and he didn't like it. He didn't like it. Like, yeah. You risk all that stuff. You take all these chances, life or death chances in these mob families, and you don't know if you're going to go to a coffin. You don't know if you're going to go to a prison. You're taking all these chances, and you're living in a lower economic area of the city. Why are you going through all this energy when that's all you got at the end of the day? Is a Jezebel girlfriend and a cheap apartment. You're going through all this. Don't you have a, you know? I had a picture. I showed those horse race pictures from 1979 when I was 16. I had longer hair back then, but yeah, in my teenager, I had longer hair, shit like that. you know. Then I wore it short. Yeah, you know. So we got 2 hours and 20 minutes. Holy cow! What the heck? No, the mad scientist Ivan Lore. Sorry, I missed that Ivan Lore. The mad scientist back then. No, I didn't want to. It wasn't a good move to do any. That's just not a good move. Like if you got some other enterprise going on, that's just not a good. I no, no. Sorry, I missed your question. Yeah, I had the pictures here. I don't know where they are. The show's gone. Yeah, yeah. I fought school on basketball court. Ed could think was gonna trip me when I was running. Yeah, I got Johnny D. I gotta tell you, I gotta tell you a story. I gotta get a coffee, but that's why I got the people in here. When I was new on the west side, I don't even know if I got any coffee left. I think I got a half a cup. Yeah. I got a good story for you. Whoops. Uh, I got a good story for when I was new. I was dating a girl on the west side, and it was not it wasn't my territory. They know everybody that's around and everything. There were Italians, but a lot of it was black and Puerto Rican. I'll finish up with a story. I'll finish up with a story. We'll finish it up there. All right. I was young. I was young. So I'm up there, and the first day, uh, I'm outside. I'm just checking everything out. There's these big apartment complexes all over the place. And I figure there could be a lot of customers there, but that's not the story. But I'm just sizing everything up. We got an apartment, boom, boom, boom. So I'm outside on the paper box. Here comes this Puerto Rican dude, like 6'7". He's like Bull from Night Court. They used to have a thing, Night Court, that guy Bull. Here he comes. I'm trying to just be, I'm new. I'm new. He's never seen me on his turf before. So he's gonna check me. He's gonna check me. So he says, "Yo, homie, I need a couple dollars for a 40 bowl, right? A 40 bowl. Now I don't even know what a 40 bowl is, but it's one of those 40-ounce bottles of beer, like Cokie 900. You know, back then they used to say, "What do you got on my 40 bowl?" Well, it's a 40-ounce drink. So I'm sitting there, and yeah, the malt liquor, yeah. So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, here's the biggest animal. I know this guy runs the whole territory. Here's the boss, and he's marking out his territory. And here I come along, and I know he wants to get in my pocket, you know? So I says, now my first reaction, like to think, is, nah, bro, I ain't got nothing. Nah, bro, like you just think, no, bro. Like, so I'm going to think, I don't want to be intimidated by this guy. So I got to lay down the law and say, no, bro, I'm broke. No. And I didn't say that. I said, well, let's go back to the Stop and Go, a convenience store called Stop and Go, like 7-Eleven. Come on, let's go back. He said, well, go back. I'll get you a 6-pack. All right. Okay. So he gets that liquor and all that shit. So between the building, there's a little gate. I got this mad scientist herb that I know. They had mud. They had mud there in that terrain. They had Mexican, Colombian gold, which was all right. I had mad scientist hydroponic that High Times didn't even have. And I said, you get high? He said, yeah, man, what do you got? What do you got on my high? Give me some of that herb. Give me some of that. So I had a joint of it. And I said, be careful. Don't smoke too much. Don't smoke too much. Oh, man, what? So he monopolizes the joint. He's puffing. I'm going, puff, puff, give, like Smokey. Smokey said it right. Puff, puff, give. He's, hold up, homie. Hold up, homie. I'm thinking, this dude is going to be blotted out of his mind so bad that he might get mad after I get him this high. I don't want this to backfire. He's Bogart. I don't want this to backfire. Hold up, homie. He's choking and spitting and drooling. I'm trying to hold back my laughs. So he gets sketched out in his brain, and now he's high. So, and he says, yo, man, good looking out. Yo, Bill, he's got to make it to his couch. He's got to make it to his couch. Yeah, my man, this and that. I says, you need anything else? You need anything else? No, I'm all set, bro. You need anything else while you're shaking me down over here? I didn't say that, but you need anything? Oh, I'm good. Like, he's on Mars. He's zooted out of his brain. He thinks he done window pane acid, and he's walking, and I know where he lived. I could see the apartment, and so now, fast forward. Now I spent $4 on the guy, and a joint worth, well, it could have been worth $5 or $10, but let's just say I spent $8 on this guy. Instead of saying, nah, bro, I ain't got nothing. Nah, bro, I ain't got nothing. Nah, bro, I ain't got nothing. Sorry, I'm broke, blah, 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 this and that. the basketball reference. Fast forward, I used to watch the games at the court, but they just saw me watching, and I couldn't run with them. I couldn't run on the basketball court, so I would watch and just hopefully they needed somebody. Well, then they needed somebody, and they said, let's get the Italian boy. So come in. So I could play ball. I could play ball. And so um I can't remember the kid's name. I got brain damage. I knew his name for 40 years, and I can't even remember his name. But I'm the only Italian. There's another black dude, he could run, and all the rest are 8 Puerto Ricans. And uh I'm checking this kid, and I'm getting the best of him, and he's following me every play. I'm checking him. I'm swatting his stuff. I'm swatting it. I'm busting jumpers, and they're hollering. They're hollering at him. Help me take. So now he's starting to hardcore foul me. Now he's hacking me. And I can't do anything. So I'm thinking, now this guy's gonna punk me on the court. Now everybody's around. Everybody's around. I gotta walk these streets. Now I'm thinking, I'm gonna walk away from here being a punk. I'm letting this kid hack me, smash me all over. So I said, when he's running down, I'm gonna let him get a head start. And he's gonna be on like a semi-fast break. I'm gonna run him. There's a concrete wall. There's a fence with a concrete wall, kind of like enclosed. I'm gonna run this dude into the wall so hard, and when he drops, I'm just gonna keep swinging till there's no tomorrow. So I do it, and I got 5 guys on my back, kicking, kicking, punching. And while they're doing that, I'm like, well, just let me because the kid was already half knocked out. Let me just get every smash until I get knocked out, because I'm taking boots. I'm dodging, I'm crazy, man. Next thing you know, this tall Ernesto that I bought that beer for, he pulled them all off of me. Get off him, that's my boy. Get off of him. That was the best $8 I ever spent in my life. Can you imagine if I would have refused them and said, "No, bro, I'm broke. I'm broke." Well, then what would have happened? He would have been kicking me with them size 14s. Best $8 I ever spent. Yeah. Uh. Mm. And then I got to know the people. Then you get accepted in, and the guy I started dating. Uh, there was two sisters. There was two sisters, Puerto Rican girls. I started dating one of the sisters, and then the other sister was dating a psychopath, dangerous guy, Julio Rodriguez, Jr. He was a dangerous guy, and now we're dating the same sisters. And now I got to put up with that guy half the time, but he was cool. He was all right. At least I could walk down the block with that psychopath, but he got shot at. He got shot at one time uh, when we were walking down the block. He got shot at, and his leg, his bone got cracked. He got shot in the leg, and his bone, like a compound fracture. I thought I was gonna faint. Never saw someone get shot in the damn the bone, like splinter bone coming out of the leg. And I was like, no, what the hell? But he was such a bad actor, that guy. Well, then see, they had gangs, like, too. Like they had certain cliques, certain type of cliques, whatever they were. You know, they had you know, they were doing drive-bys and stuff like that. Yeah. And I knew the guy. The guy, I can't remember his name. Back then, there was a show called Starsky and Hutch, and Starsky and Hutch had that fancy car. Well, he got shot out of that car, He got shot, and the car was like that Starsky and Hutch car. And I was walking right near him when he got shot. And then I seen the guy up at the McDonald's, and I was like, "Oh man!" I said, "Bro, what?" He's like, "No, I ain't got no problem with you." I was like, "Hmm." He said, "No," but he was a mild mannered. He was a cool dude. He was a cool dude. I ran some ball with him and everything. Yeah, he was a cool dude. Can't remember. I'm getting old, man. I should know that name like the back of my hand. But they have the gangs and stuff like, they had different turfs of I don't know, I don't know. Um I didn't join it, but it's just they're doing that in the neighborhoods. That's like just what goes on in the neighborhoods. Like I moved out of there. I moved well after a while. I started making some good money with the herb because another story down the road is I ended up having all customers. Yeah, I ended up having all customers from all those apartment complexes, and then I got in trouble with the Jamaicans because of that. I got in trouble with the Jamaicans. They're like, "Where'd all our customers go?" Oh, there's some Italian dude sitting down there 2 blocks away. I don't know. There's an Italian dude over there. Took all your customers, Kali Raj. The Jamaicans. I tell you one thing, you don't hear about Jamaicans and whatever. Jamaicans, man, they're dangerous, man. Any nationality could be dangerous, but I don't know. Anybody's, but they didn't make it. Yeah, yeah. That's just crazy, 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 crazy. Yeah. They said, "We're our customers." He's got this freaking scientific, he's got this freaking crazy, crazy herb. Nobody's ever heard of it before. There ain't been anything like that. He's like, he's selling out. He's selling out every freaking 2 hours. He's got to re up. Like, damn. And yeah, I made I made everything all right. I was getting out of there, and I didn't care what kind of deal because I knew he could have all those customers. I already got an exit strategy because you can't make a truce with them people. You can't make a truce with them people. Like you're gonna go partners with them. You ain't going partners with whatever. You ain't going partners with them. I told him, "Hey, you could have everything. I'm heading this way. Take care. Have fun. Blah blah blah. That's it." They're like, "Huh? What? Really? No. Well, you're gonna no. I'm one step ahead. I'm heading. I'm heading. I'm getting out of Dodge. You would hear this. You would hear they had the gangs. They got the gangs of the blood and the Crip, but they have different names within that blood and the all that. There's other type of gangs like the nicknames. They have nicknames for those gangs. And Jr. Julio, he got shot at. He was, I don't know, a blood or whatever, who was in whatever fraternity and all that. I wasn't paying attention to all that. I just thought these are just guys hanging out in the neighborhood. But yeah, they got him. They shot at him because he was trying to freaking take over the blow business. The blow you infringe on their business. They say it's like taking food out of their children's mouth. You infringe on their profits and revenue. What do you think wow, you're brave enough to take food out of my children's mouth. What? I didn't know you had children, Kali Raj. You're taking food out of my child's mouth. How many children you got? Well, no, I'm getting on the train. I'm going this way. No, I want you to feed your children. I want you to feed your children. I don't want to know nothing about that. You're so brave. No, I didn't know. I didn't know. Holy cow. Yeah. It's a whole world of rules and things and that. And yeah, there was Cubans. There were Cubans. Marcos wasn't cool. We got to be buddies, hang out at night, smoke herbs, summer night, hang out and talk. We're all young and and it was nice and things, but they were cool to be in a friendly aspect of we're young guys and we're talking about life and maybe relationship or girlfriends, and then it's all things that any normal people would do. But then they're going out on drive-bys. I thought Marco was a nice kid. I really thought he was a little soft. Whoa. Whoa. Holy cow. I'm glad I didn't talk any smack to him. Jeez. Oh, crazy environment. There are all these little populations within populations. But they had the red and blue, the Crip and Blood and all that. But there was other gangs like that weren't part of them. They wanted the drug business. They wanted that drug business. They wanted that drug business. And they don't care. They grow up in poverty. They don't have anything. And it's just like, well, let me try this. It's just the way it is. It's just sad that, you should go to school and get an education and rise up. And there's another avenue. But a lot of them don't have the parenting, and a lot of their fathers are in jail, and they don't get the right nurturing. They don't have any good role models. So they only do what they know, and then they get blasted out. They just think that's the normal life. They think that's normal. So I'm sitting there going, oh my gosh, what the heck? And they're like, that's a layup. That ain't not what the Marco, you were what? Joey, what are you talking about? I wanted to say, I thought you were a freaking wimp. I thought you were a wimp. The same guy I ran into the freaking fence. The same guy I ran into the fence. Picture that one. The same guy. We got to be friends after that. We got to be friends. He's a cold-blooded killer. What the heck gives? It don't matter what you look like. It don't matter about nothing. They grow up in that environment, and it seems really crazy from an outsider. They're laughing. They're telling a story about the guy they had in a tree or what? You guys are teenagers, or maybe 20. What? Where did you do that? Where did you do that? Yeah. So, holy cow, Johnny D. What the heck's going on here? Jeez. You wonder why I went nuts? Yeah, JD Vance is good. JD Vance is all right. Yeah. Now, the next time, since we were talking about the mob women, we're gonna let's see. I have to take notes here or there. I mean, what the heck? Start a job. Okay, we already did that. Oh yeah. Yeah, the craziness. Yeah, we're gonna do that after hours sometimes where after midnight, we're gonna let it all hang out after midnight. Well, after midnight at that club, they let it all hang out. Mm, holy cow. Whew. So yeah, we'll talk about that. Yeah, yeah. Some nights I would wait there and nobody would need a ride. Somebody would say, Jojo, wait up there just in case. And I could call the club. You could pick me up over here because they're out rocking and rolling all over town sometimes. And then I would stand by on call up there at the club trying to wait for a call, so I got to make a couple dollars. But Sam's niece, she was very nice to me, and she always used to try to talk smart to me and stuff because I was new, and she always wanted to help me out, and that was blood to Sam. And she would feel bad, and she'd say, "Here, Jojo, here's 100. I know you waited all night, nobody called," and she was really nice to say, "Here." I'd say, "Are you sure? That's all." No, she goes, "Joe, you waited all night here and all that." So some nights nothing happens. Some nights nothing happens, and she would say, here's 100. She was always classy and always nice, and then she would try to say a couple times, listen, uh, today don't have any interaction or any conversation with John. Just listen to me, Joe. No matter what, he's having a bad day or whatever. Don't let him in your car. I say, all right, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So maybe Sam, her uncle, said, listen, if you see anything that Joe could be dangerous in, let him know. And then she would, so she would say, this guy's on tilt. This guy's on tilt. You're going to end up in jail. He's gonna do something. You're gonna be there, or you ain't gonna whatever. But and I'd say, oh, thank you, thank you. So here's 100. Or sometimes somebody would call, and then and she'd say, well, she goes, I said you weren't here. I said, what? I gotta make some. No, she said, no, I said you weren't here. It ain't worth that. It ain't gonna be worth it. So she was good. I had a little. You need all the help you can get. She's been watching these psychos for years. She's been watching them. She knows how to read them. And she could see something coming, a mile away. And she'd be nice. And I used to go home with food and stuff. And she'd say, go grab all this and go grab all that. And, and here's a $60 bill or, and that's cool. Boom. Thank you, honey. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's okay. It's okay. So, yeah. So, yeah. But, I would wait on call sometimes, nothing would happen. And I would sit back and watch the games on TV and eat the food, or an old time Italian would come back there and talk and just regular stuff. I'd have just been sitting home anyways. So what are you gonna do? Sometimes you don't want to miss the action, but sometimes it's wise to not be around it. So yeah, Ivan Laura, she knew I was walking into something. And I'm like, she's like, you're worried about that 50 or you're worried about that 100? She said, here it is. Go home right now. Go home right now. That's that. You were good enough to wait all night. Bam, bam, bam. A lot of times Sam would hook me up after the fact. Because I was a little crybaby. Sam, I waited all night. What are you hollering about, you little baby? What are you hollering about? Well, I thought I was going to give somebody a ride or whatever. Oh, well, yeah. Yeah. And then you know what I used to say, like a jamoke? He'd give me like 100. And then I'd say, are you sure? No, that's all right, Sam. Are you sure? And he go, no, I ain't sure. Give me it back. I'd say, are you sure? I'd say, thank you, Sam. Are you sure? Yeah. Nah, why do you keep saying that? I'm sick of you saying that. Here, I'm not sure. He took the 100 back and he kept it. I was sick driving home, me and my freaking Mama Luke mouth. Are you sure, Sam? Are you sure, Sam? I was driving home sick to my stomach. And then the next day, he gave me 200. And I didn't say, are you sure? But he gave me the 200. And I said, are you watching the game? He thought I was going to say, are you sure? I stuck it in. He started laughing. He goes, you little bastard. But it was all right. It was all right. I'm going, are you sure? No, I ain't sure. Here, give me that 100 back. I wanted to throw up. Are you sure? What are you talking about, Joe? Am I sure? No, I don't know what I'm doing, Joe. Yeah, here, give me the 100 back. I'm thinking, what am I, stupid? What am I, stupid? I went home sick to my stomach. So I went back up there, and I was being quiet and everything, and I was going back. He said, go make a sandwich or something, because they would make special things for the restaurant, and I would get in on it, special, whatever the hell the meal was. He'll make something, and then I'd look over, and he'd just be standing there, and then I'd just be like eating, and he'd be look. So then I look, and I'd start laughing. I'd start laughing. He said, you're sick about that money, aren't you, Joe? I said, I wanted to throw up all the way home, Sam. I wanted to throw up. He said, and he'd come over. He put the money in my pocket, and he said, here, smarten up. Are you sure? Oh, man. So, well, there you have it, folks. Now, if you want to know why I'm crazy, was the boss Sam into any protection money, union extortion, or loan sharking points and all that? Wondering what is them guys. Now, you're talking about a guy that's in his 70s, in the 80s and 90s. Them guys were around when the mob was more powerful before the RICO Act came in. I'm not going to explain all that RICO Act and all that. You guys know what it is. So those were the most true blue guys. And of course, some of them had to change their traditional morals and standards post-RICO when the feds came along. We're not going to discuss that. So that's that. So, thanks for hanging out. We got 3 hours in, and we're just going to keep pumping up the stories, folks. That's all. Yeah. Yeah, Johnny D. He already seen, when he was younger, he's seen the mobsters of the 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, of course, by his chronological age, and then he saw where it was, where it is, and where it's going, which was into the toilet. That was when the destruction and the dismantling of the mob and the families was getting into full force in that era. So he could already see the train coming down the tracks, and he might have had relationships with government people or not. He might have had relationships with you don't survive that long as an old man in that era where things got so hot. I mean, whatever it is, but you can figure it all out. That's that. So, Ivan, I'll tell another story I'll do it for 20. I'll tell another story for 20. All right? I'll do like the other channels do. I'm going to charge you. I'm going to charge it 20. I've told 18 stories in 3 hours. All right? Okay? Don't get spoiled. Don't get spoiled over there. Oh, yeah, you had to have some relationship with the government in some aspect, whatever it is on whatever level you have. That's that. So yeah, that's just the way that is. You know, that's just the way it is. Was The Sopranos realistic, Smoker? Well, they make it realistic, but it's Hollywood, and a lot of stuff that would happen that you would see right there, it'd be like, no, that would be off base. Of course, they can follow what the mob, and of course they could be smart on how the mob. Hollywood is never gonna duplicate the mob, because you're not getting into the emotionality, the extreme emotionality and the stress behind it. Hollywood, there's great movies, Goodfellas, A Bronx Tale, and everything else, but Hollywood is never going to emulate the true picture, in my opinion. In my opinion. In my opinion. That's all. Johnny D, don't worry about it. You've always been good here, bro. The casino, they're worse than the casino. The casinos, they're bad, man. They're bad. Mhm. I told you guys the curse on the Buffalo Bills. I told you. I told you about the. I told you guys the curse of the Buffalo Bills. I told you. Yeah, the New York State government trying to freaking give the Indians a bad deal. I told you. They got the curse of bad coaching. They got the curse of bad coaching, and they got the curse of bad coaching. I told you. Them Indians, they put that Maloke on New York sports teams, but mostly the Buffalo Seneca Nation, where they were having problems there when they burned all the tires on the thruway and all that kind of stuff. I knew a tribal member. And he said, "Oh, there's a curse on that team." Oh, what? Ain't no what curse. There's a curse on that team. The Sabres, the goal was wide right, triple overtime for the Buffalo Sabres. The goal was wide right. Or no goal. No, the goal was no goal. The goal crossed the line. It was supposed to be a goal. Seventh game, triple overtime. Well, no, well, you lose, Sabres. Well, then the wide right for the Super Bowl, wide right, and all that. And then these current Buffalo Bills, the cursed coaching they have. Well, I don't know if it's just a coincidence or not, but I said it on Facebook, the curse, but I don't know if I did a video on here. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I did it on Facebook for all those local Buffalo Bills fans and all that. I've been a Bills fan my whole life, but they turned it all political and woke and all that. Get lost. Yeah. Yeah. Get lost with all that gibberish. Rot on the vine. I bet Kansas City. I bet on Kansas City. I bet Kansas City -2.5 or 1.5. Yeah. Yeah. All I have is a surplus of ganja to donate. All right. Ivan Lore. Ivan Lore's been riding with me for a long, long time. Ivan Lore. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's the Seneca curse on the Buffalo sport on the New York sports team. Oh yeah. Yeah. They were getting a raw deal or something when they were building the casinos, and the goofy governor, I mean, they're, the story about, they took the land and blah blah blah. So I guess they were like, yeah, what the hell? You know what? Let's put a curse on them. Let's put a just try to put some curse out there on them. Like, what? You can't curse. Well, geez, yeah, it's just a coincidence. It's just bad coaching. It's not a curse. It's just bad coaching, ain't it? Or is it a curse? Is it a curse or what? Is it bad coaching? I don't know. There seems to be a pattern developing here with Buffalo sports teams. I don't know. Yeah, they got a good new stadium. They're putting it up fast, Johnny D. They're putting it up fast. They're getting it together. Well, the Pagulas are billionaires, and yeah, and they want to put that political stuff on the field. Yeah, right. I feel sorry for Josh Allen because he's a good boy. He's a good boy, and Sean McDermott is the worst. They think that Brady, that offensive coordinator, they think he's something. He's a bum. Sean McDermott, he's a bum. You're going up against Andy Reid, who's got 9 million years of combat warfield or combat war on a football field. You got Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, seasoned champions, against Sean McDermott. It don't matter who your quarterback is. They're going to lose on coaching. They're going to lose on their coaching. And that's all there is to it. They run that same fourth down play. They run the same play into the line. Well, geez, after it failed 3 times, you'd think they would have done it. They would have changed to another play. How stupid and retarded could those coaches be? I feel sorry for Josh Allen because he's a good kid. I feel sorry for Josh Allen. That same washed out play. The whole world knew it was coming. What he should have. Wow, listen to this wind out here. Wow. It's been windy for 3 weeks. You think that Joe Brady that they put on a pedestal, that offensive coordinator, you'd think he would have faked that play and bootlegged Josh Allen around the corner, or run that little run that little flare play, run that little flare option that's been successful. No. What do those guys do? The whole world knew what he was going to run, and he runs it into the line or whatever. Yeah, okay. All right, Joe Brady. Okay, Sean McDermott. You're bums. You're going up against Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. 2 of the greatest of all time at their craft. And you got McDermott and Brady over there looking at each other. It's like you all seen the movie before, and you know how it ends. You know how it ends. You can get close to the top of that mountain, but McDermott, he's the worst coach. Well, yeah, he should be coach of the year, and Joe Brady should be. They're bums. They're straight up bums. I could call the game. I'm just a regular guy. I'll call a play for first down. I'll call a play on second down. I'll call situational plays. I'll keep that defense guessing. No, they just run the first down, do this. Second down, do this. They're so predictable. And here the announcers and stuff are trying to tell everybody how great they are. They're scrubs. I feel sorry for Josh Allen. I would demand to get traded. I would demand, if Josh Allen was on a team with coaches and a defense, you couldn't stop him. You could not stop Josh Allen. He's wasting his good years on this bum team. He's wasting his good years. Well, he made 500. He's making 5. Well, that's all right. You'll be known as losing every big game you were ever in, Josh Allen. You lost every big game you were in for many different reasons. mainly coaching. That will be how you're remembered historically. Part of the Brady McDermott regime. Yeah. Wasting his prime years on those bums. And then they pay all that money. They don't have any cap space because they brung that bum in on defense. And I told you guys about their secondary. They can't cover me if I go out and run a play. They had that Elam. They wasted a first round draft choice on that bum. They acquired him from the YMCA, and he's supposed to cover those elite receivers because they didn't have enough room because they brung that linebacker in, a third down linebacker in that's had 2 sacks all year, and they wasted all that money on that bum that came from the Rams or somewhere. Who's making these decisions in their front office? So there's no money left to get a qualified safeties and cornerbacks. Their front office is whack. Their offensive coordinator is whack, and their coach is whack. And their defense is whack. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. You know. And of course, they want Kansas City to get in. Because of course you could say on that fourth down play, at first the refs were walking on that side of the line. Both of the refs were walking to spot the ball. And the other ref came up to the other ref and got the ball and put it back behind that first down marker. If that's what you're referring to. So, hey. You got to overcome everything. And Josh Allen should demand to be traded. He will never win an AFC championship game. Never. They won't make it by Baltimore next time. They won't get past Baltimore. Baltimore gave them that game. They had Baltimore turn that ball over. They said, here, take the game. The Bills didn't win the Baltimore game. Baltimore lost that game. The Bills didn't win it. Baltimore lost that game. Bills shouldn't even been in the AFC championship game. No. It was a gift. Bucks are the Steelers. If he went to the Steelers, if Josh Allen went to the Pittsburgh Steelers, he'd get a title. Because you know what? You'd see how they beef up that defense. The Steelers would come up with a defense and free up money. So Pittsburgh would only need to score 21 points a game. That's all. With a great defense, with a couple, 1 or 2 new key players, Josh Allen only needs to score 21 points. That's a layup. Kansas City got number 1 defense. Another mountain you got to climb. Kansas City's number 1 defense. Too many mountains you got to climb. You're never gonna reach the top. No. That's it. Josh Allen, he's a good boy, class act. It's just, hey, that's football. That's football. How's Cincinnati going to be in the AFC next year? There's other teams sneaking around in the mix too. How's Cincinnati with Elvis Joe Burrow, old Elvis over there? How, you know, you got the perennials, you got other people knocking on the door. Hey, Francis, you got other people knocking on the door. But as long as you got them coaches for the Bills and a suspect defense that couldn't cover me, they got no shot. No shot. Yeah. They got no shot at all. And if they do, the AFC, Philadelphia ain't going anywhere. If the Bills would have won this last game, it would have just been Super Bowl heartbreak. The Philadelphia Eagles would destroy the Bills in the Super Bowl. They would destroy the Bills in the Super Bowl. Destroy them. They're tougher. Philadelphia could probably hang with Kansas City. Philadelphia could exploit that running game with Barkley. Yeah, go ahead. Tackle him 3 downs. Go ahead. Go ahead. Play some football. So, Francis, thanks for joining. It's been a 3-hour marathon. It's been nice talking to you guys. Hit the button, hit any button you can. We'll get back and I'll talk about the crazy hanging out late hours at the club and everything, and we'll get into all that. So we'll do that, do that down the line. So thank you, Johnny D, Ivan Lore, Smoke Alarm, Francis. We'll rock it out, and I appreciate y'all coming in, and that's that. I'm not going to scroll all the way through that. Till next time, hit the notification bell. We'll get up and running. And I got that other juice coming down the line. So we'll do that. Stay good, stay strong, stay focused, and rock out. And have a good evening. I'll talk to you then. Thank you.